We were kidding. Hi.
Hello and welcome to Actual Play UK. My name is Zachary Fortiscom and I will be your game master tonight. We are playing a fabulous game called Brindlewood Bay by Jason Cordova, and I am joined by 4 fantastic players today. But first, you can learn about me, because that's what the talking point says I should do. I am from Realms of Peril and Glory, which is a fabulous actual play podcast. We do everything from one-shots to campaigns, indie games to established titles. It is full of original music, sound design, and lots of laughs, so please do go check us out. But now, learn about these more fabulous people than I, and we will start with Lou. Tell us where you are from.
Hello. I'm Lou, and I do the actual play podcast of Dice and Them. So, yeah, come check us out. We've been going since February. It's really good. We're it's really good. And that sort of kind of came out. And we're playing a 5e campaign that is going to be interspersed with little other games that are going to be woven into the same world. So we just started session 0 for the first one of those yesterday. So come check that out and watch us play. It's really fun.
Amazing. Michelle.
Hi everyone, my name's Michelle. I am not currently on an actual play podcast, what? But I'm a voice actor in many audio dramas, and I keep popping up on all sorts of streams. Hoarder Tales, Girls Run These Worlds, Roll for Good, now Actual Play UK. Where will I show up next? Who knows?
It's up to you to find out. Is that the end of your plug?
Sure, you know what? Follow me at Michelle Acocta. There you go.
It's a good handle. Look, you have to face it.
Thank
it's
you.
a very good handle.
Pip, you are next.
Yes, hello. Zack already said all the things because I'm in them too. I'm also a big part of Realms of Peril and Glory. Play a lot of games over there. And do my fair share of voice acting as well. Check me out. Pip_Gladwin on Twitter. Do the things.
He's about to run a cyborg campaign on Realms of Peril and Glory.
I am.
That
I'm
will
running
come out.
Morborg next week for this. Morborg next week, Friday. Be there or be
Not
very
there.
very dead in a ditch on fire.
Oh no.
Wow.
Good tone setting. Pip, thank you.
Thank you. Not for this game, but...
And last but certainly not least, you know him and you love him as the producer behind this fabulous actual play UK stream. It is John!
Woo, putting us all to shame tonight.
This is actually what I look like behind the camera all the time. Hello, my name is John, and I am part of the Trolls of the 2 Tonne Bridges podcast. Also, I've for whatever goddamn reason, I keep on doing things on Actual Play UK and running these streams. So, yes, just ended up where, I fancy playing. I'm here! Hi!
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah!
Yay, John.
And we are going to have a fabulous time playing with you, John. So thank you for being here.
Not at all.
Well, while we've covered everyone's bases, we're going to do a little something that we do here at Actual Play UK. If you've watched any of the previous streams, we're going to do a little icebreaker question. And I like to make the icebreaker questions related to the game that we're going to play, as I'm sure everyone does. So the game that we're playing, Brindlewood Bay, is a cozy murder mystery a la many of the great TV detectives of the 80s and 90s. So the question that I'm going to ask all of these fabulous players is, who is your favorite detective? And I'm going to go in reverse order from what we just did. So John, you can go first.
Oh, this is a challenge, isn't it? There are many wonderful detectives, but I'm going to try and go a bit left field because, we all know about the greats. So I'm going to say Dirk Gently.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice.
Why? Why Dirk Gently?
Because it's mad.
It is mad. That's very fair.
Honestly, like Douglas Adams, God bless him. He's honestly one of the greatest writers to have ever lived, and we owe so much in terms of comedy and just heart to with all of the stuff that he produced. Amazing guy. He's created so much stuff. And Dirk Gently, excellent. I love the idea that you can just kind of have these completely random things fit together. Why the fuck not?
Why the fuck not? As we'll find out why random things can fit together later in this game. Pip, who is your favorite detective?
Yes. Now you might argue not technically. Actually, you know what? An occult detective. Like, I think that's okay. I gotta go with my boy John Constantine.
What up?
Just been a big fan of the character for a very long time. And if anyone's listened to Liminal, Declan Buchanan's not far off John Constantine, to be honest, in a lot of ways.
John Constantine.
He's not John Constantine.
Yeah. He's definitely not copyright infringement.
No, because he's Scottish, crucially. Whereas John Constantine is, of course, from Liverpool. And that is the only difference.
Or America if you're Keanu Reeves.
Well, you know what? I enjoyed that movie as a big Constantine fan.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a fun movie. But yes, John Constantine all the way.
Amazing.
I was going to say Basil the Great Mouse Detective as well, if anyone, right?
That would have been a great answer.
Because that came up as well. And then I thought, what if someone else is going to say that? And then I said it anyway. So I'm glad no one else
you've kind of screwed both.
I did. Yeah, that would have been awful. Sorry, I will shut up now.
Michelle, I really hope you weren't going to say Basil from The
No,
Great
I
Mouse
was-
Detective.
I was going to say Dirk Gently, so that's embarrassing.
I gave you the questions in advance, so...
Well, guess which two people didn't say aloud what they were thinking of?
Sorry, dear.
It's fine. It's great. Same brain, great energy. I really like to live by Dirk Gently's personal rule of if you're lost, just follow someone who looks like they know where they're going.
Yeah.
I think it's a great rule for life.
Yeah.
And I've been sitting here in a blind panic trying to think of any other mystery solver that's ever existed. So let's stick with Dirk. He's a great guy.
Hey,
That's another one up for Dirk.
Two.
I love it. That is amazing. Thank you. And anything else you want to say about Dirk Gently?
You know? No.
hey, the TV series was very good.
Been said.
Incredible. Lou, who is your favorite detective?
So I'm going to say the correct answer
Ooh, there it is.
Okay.
Wow, confidence.
because the world's greatest detective. It's right there. It's a moniker. It's obviously Batman.
It is right there, isn't it?
It's right,
right
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got detective mode. Who else has detective mode?
No
They can
one I
see-
know.
Exactly.
My mum?
They can see like thug skeletons, do silent takedowns. Wow. Okay. That's new information.
Yes.
Good. I sound like a fascinating woman.
She's great.
Do you have any takes on the movie interpretations of Batman and their relation to the like greatest detective moniker? Because I feel like some have lived up to it, where some really haven't.
See, I think peak Batman is Kevin Conroy Batman. So you've got animated series and Arkham series.
Yeah.
Like that's peak
Yeah.
Batman. None of the movies get there.
Not even the Batman.
Not really. Like, he does some detective work, but he's not that good at it.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't detect much.
Kevin, he's Batman.
Incredible.
All right,
I'm just going to shout out
Very cool.
someone going by the name, I believe it is Lord Balls in the chat, has suggested Harry Dubois from Disco Elysium, which might be too far out a reference, but for some people. But I gotta shout Harry out, and also my boy Kim Kitsuragi. I love him. Marry me, Kim. That's it. Sorry for the niche references. Someone will get it, and it might make them happy.
Thank you, Pip.
That's
My
okay.
favorite mystery solver, detective person. I'm just saying it. It's Jessica Fletcher from Murder, She Wrote.
Yep.
She's the OG in many ways. She's representing out here with hundreds of mysteries to her name. Who's to say she's not causing those mysteries?
She knows literally everyone in the world.
She has so many
Everyone's her
family
old
members.
friend.
Everyone's an old friend or niece or nephew.
Yes. Or dead.
Or dead. Or dead. Gosh,
Funny how that happens.
Yeah.
it's weird how every time she's somewhere, that ends up happening. Oh well, Jess, thank you for your inspiration for this fabulous game. Speaking of,
Whoa.
we're gonna play a little bit of Brindlewood Bay today. And just to give you a little plug about this game and what we're gonna be doing with it today, the game is called Brindlewood Bay. You can go buy it on various different platforms now, and it is by Jason Cordova, who is a fabulous game designer. Not the first game produced by Jason. And you can check out all of his other work on various different platforms if you Google. But we are playing a specific pre-written mystery today, which is called Carnival Carnage. And it is by Alicia Furness. And thank you very much to Alicia for writing this fabulous mystery, which is part of the compendium book Nephews in Peril, which is a compendium of various different pre-written mysteries for this game that you can that was part of the Kickstarter for the project that recently went up. I believe you can get both now. The printed books are still incoming, but the PDFs are available. With those various different plugs done, I think we should just kind of jump into this stuff. What do you guys think?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do
Why
it.
not?
Okay, so we are going to begin on the gorgeous island Brindlewood Bay, set in the center of the St. Lawrence set in the center of the St. Lawrence River, which borders both Canada to the north and New York State to the south. This is a beautiful tourist destination, deeply seasonal, with wonderful autumns and glorious summers. Some say there are two forms of Brindlewood Bay. The Brindlewood Bay that exists in the hot, heaving summer, and the Brindlewood Bay that exists in the cool and crisp autumn air. Today, we take you to the blistering hot days of Brindlewood Bay's summer. Boats line the various docks around the island. Many tourists wander around the town, and in the distance you hear the sounds of a carnival. In the distance, you hear the sounds of a carnival. The screams of various children on rides, flinging them far too quickly, music springing up from different attractions, and the sounds of laughter of little children as they race around the carnival. On this day, we find 4 fabulous murder mavens, all members of the local book club. They are passionate members of the book club pertaining to which author is it?
Amanda Delacourt.
Amanda Delacourt. And I believe it's the Robin Masterson book?
she's the star. Sorry, she's not the author. Yeah, Robin Masterson is the
Robin Masterson is the author of all of these Golden Crown mysteries that each of them have devoted their lives to in some way, shape, or form or another. They love these books and have in fact all met by starting a book club where they now find themselves as amateur mystery solvers. Infamous, some could say, in the town of Brindlewood Bay. We meet all of our 4 mavens as they come together outside of the carnival. But before we get there, can I get a little preview of what the beginnings of the day were like for all of our mavens? Starting with Michelle, why don't you introduce us to your maven and how her day began?
Well, by the time the light's up in the sky, Rosemary is already out in the yard, There is a lot to get done. The weeds aren't going to pull themselves. The dahlias are looking a little less perky than usual this time of year. So Rosemary's had an awful lot to get off her hands. She hasn't got all day to garden if we've got to go to this damn carnival, so she's had an awful lot to squeeze into just a few hours. She had time for a quick cup of tea and a bite to eat, and she was out the door again. But the garden's looking beautiful as always.
Gorgeous. So you spend most of your days in the garden, is that right?
Absolutely. You don't become the winner of the village's best-kept garden every single year running, since anyone can remember, by not dedicating plenty of time to the garden.
You're approached by one Annabelle, who is one of the other kind of amateur botanists of Brindlewood Bay as you're running kind of out of your back garden, and you see she was kind of just craning her neck over your fence as you rush out, and kind of as you come out, she kind of blusters back. Hello, Rosemary.
Good morning, Annabelle. Do mind not to nudge any of my wisteria. They are awful delicate.
Oh, I am so sorry. It's just that, well, I was wondering if I could get some pointers from you about the fertilizer that you're using, because, I mean, my hydrangeas are nowhere near as lovely as yours.
Oh, well, that is awful sweet of you. You know, I am speaking at the local chapter of the WY in just a couple weeks' time, given a few of my trade secrets, so perhaps you should book yourself in. Speak to Nora. Nora does all of the scheduling.
Of course, I'll do just that. Thank you so much.
All right, you have just a lovely day, Annabelle.
You do see she kind of like lingers for a second before eventually stepping away, clearly trying to see if you'll go inside and she can get a sneak peek before you leave.
Rosemary just stares her down until she leaves, smiling.
Bye-bye now.
Well, goodbye. I'm sure you have much great deal to do, as always, Annabelle, so I won't keep you.
Of course. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Is there anything else that you're doing today, aside from going to the carnival?
You know, she spends so much time in her garden that before she knows it, it's time to hurry over to the carnival. She'll check the kind of slightly boxy Nokia mobile phone that her daughter insisted she purchased to see if there's any new texts on there from her. No, but you know, it's awful expensive from Australia.
Oh,
I'm sure she's just saving on the phone bill. She'll text again soon.
Naturally. And let's head over to Pip. What is your character getting up to before arriving at the carnival?
Well, the day starts like every day does, with we see a quite untidy little sort of quite small like studio apartment, probably above a business or other on the island, and there's a sort of queen size bed. Covers are all messy. There's definitely someone in it, but you can't quite see them yet. And then from the foot of the bed, you see this big sort of grey paw reach up, and then another one, and then this huge, scarred, vicious-looking tomcat climbs onto the bed and just starts to kind of prowl towards this kind of central lump in the middle of it, you would assume as a person. Clambers on top of it, and then just very slowly starts doing the little cat making biscuits thing where they just do the pressing over and over again. At which point you hear a "You're right," and the cat like freaks out, jumps off the bed. A hand emerges from under the covers, grabs a packet of cigarettes and a lighter, pulls them back into the bed. You hear some vein clicking, and then a little plume of smoke, and then a very contented sigh. And Beverly Brent will emerge and get dressed. She's got big, curly, unkempt, messy black and grey hair, and green eyes. Just with a sort of cigarette hanging out of her mouth, she sort of pads into the open area of her apartment, and you can see like 10 to 15 different half-finished canvases with a bunch of painting supplies. There's kind of paint on the floor, there's paint on the walls, and she sort of like sits down on a stool in front of the latest work and sort of regards it.
What is it of?
It is a picture of her cat, as they all are, in various poses, performing various murders, honestly, of small animals. But there's a sort of expressionist quality to the painting. And she, grabs a brush and, dips it in the red and starts to sort of finish off this little a picture of him very proudly holding like a sparrow in his mouth, and sort of touches up that a little bit with the paints.
You have.
Zack, I'd like to theorize that Beverly's cat did it.
Do you know what? We joked about this when we were making the character. We were like, oh, the cat's going to have done it. No matter what the murder is, the cat is going to have done it.
Let's roll.
Well, that's
I can neither confirm nor deny whether Viper was responsible for the murders, okay?
Yeah,
look,
you just said the
he's
name
killed
of the
a
cat.
lot of things, and I am responsible for that, but, as he only kills things that deserve it, or, don't count as things, like little animals and stuff.
Well, speaking of, your landline begins to ring. I assume it's this like digital landline ring that like went out of style like 10 years ago. That rings in your apartment. Would you like to answer it?
Yes. She sort of scoots over. I like the stool has little rollers on the bottom, so she just sort of scoots over to the table where the phone is and answers it. Cigarette hanging out the corner of her mouth. Now, just for the audience and everyone else playing, I would like you to know that unless I say otherwise, Beverly is always smoking. Beverly is never not smoking. She's always smoking unless I say, yeah, good. Just wanted to establish that.
That's good for me to know.
Constantly. Yes, and she picks up the phone. Hello, Sir Beverly Brand speaking.
Yeah, Beverly, this is Laverne, your neighbor.
Oh, yeah, Laverne, what's going on?
I think Viper's killed another family of mice.
You're welcome. Did you want to congratulate him because he likes tuna?
He's left it in my bedroom.
That means he likes you, Laverne. He's trying to give you it's a gift. He's proud of what
on the pillow.
Because he's proud of what he's done. And he should be. Do you know how hard it is for a cat to catch an entire family of mice? They can get into such tiny places. And
Looks
he's
like
so
he's
big.
laid it out in a pentagram.
Okay, I'll admit, Laverne, that is a new one. And she sort of rotates slightly on the stool and looks at Viper.
Just like kind of licks his paw and like does his ears.
Look, don't lie to you, Laverne, I've had my suspicions, but do you want me to come and pick him? Is it that you don't want to touch him and stuff? I can come and get rid of him for you.
Thank you, yes.
Okay, all right, I'll be right over. And she puts the phone down and heads over to remove these mice, and on the way like reaches down and just like gives Viper's head like a big old scratch, and it's just like, yeah, you're a good boy, it's what you are, never change. And she goes into her neighbor's apartment and gets rid of the mice.
You get rid of the mice. Amazing. And that is your day. Is there anything else that you want to do in your day before you head over to your book club's carnival?
I think she gets a bit lost in painting for a bit, and she'll probably be slightly late. There'll be a moment where some reminder will go off and she can't remember what the reminder was, so she ignores it, and there's like, oh shit, the girls, oh damn, come on, Viper. And she runs to the door. He hops up on like the side of the bed to a chair, runs onto her shoulders, and then she's gonna,
yeah, the cat goes
like
everywhere
like
with her.
a big scarf, and she's gonna head out.
Get ready for a Viper heavy mystery.
It's gonna be hot on your neck in summer.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
It's never bothered me. Nor has his natural musk.
Oh god. From there, we're going to fly over to the home of John's character. John, can you introduce us to your murder maven?
Okay, so cut to a typical establishing shot for an incredibly beautiful suburban home. Everything's pristine. Everything has spent far too much time being worked on. Even kind of little flowers, they're just hanging from window boxes and things like that. It's beautiful. And the door opens. And this incredibly attractive lady, just like myself.
You're goddamn right, John. You look amazing.
Love you, Pep. The door opens and this woman comes out sporting a very expensive tracksuit. And she's got a brand new Bluetooth earphone in.
Oh.
Sweetie. I said, actually, do the, sort it out for me, please. Okay, thank you. Okay, right. And she goes walking. She's not running, because running is for tramps. And so she's power walking.
Slap that on a t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
She's doing one of those kind of like
Yes, it's very.
posh lady power walks.
Is this the only method of transportation your character knows?
Possibly. No, she likes to keep in shape. The Bluetooth goes again. Hi, sweetie. Oh, lovely. You managed to get it sorted out for me. That's super. Of course, make sure that the 2 o'clock appointment is going on to the 3 o'clock appointment, because we don't want those things getting tangled up. You know how it is when Jeremy gets all confused. And she pulls out this little book. She's walking along. It's like, yeah, okay, so we'll move that to that time and that time to that time. Then the soccer club is going to have to make sure that they've got everything sorted out for that time. Because if it's not, then I do not know what I am going to do. Okay.
Amazing. So what is the name of your character?
Each time she clicks on go for Peaches. Peaches Cavendish is her name. It may or may not be her original name, but that is the name of which she is known as in this instance. Are
you kind of out? Sorry.
Yeah, no. She's just walking along, doing her power walks, saying hi to people she's going by.
So you see, as you're kind of out and about in the town, obviously this is kind of a peak season for Peaches, because it's summer, which means an influx of people from out of the town, which means that there's an influx of people who know who you are.
Damn straight.
And as the day goes, as your kind of power walk goes on, you see this kind of young family with there's a teenage boy, but also like twin girls like fighting with each other, and the dad is kind of trying to sort out the peace between the girls, but the mom kind of like, as she's like reaching in the bag going for shit and like, please God help a mother out with her children in this instance, and she kind of looks up and sees you and is like and kind of drops everything she's got. It's like, Peaches!
Oh dear, oh sweetie, come here, let me help you. And she runs over and starts to assist. No, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. Oh, I just loved you in that play with that man. Oh.
You mean Dick Van Dyke?
Yes!
He was
that man.
He was, yeah, I know, he's nothing much.
But you were stunning.
I know. Tell me more.
Well, I think I saw it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, sweetie. You know, they do say that I'm quite a lot to handle, but that's just how I am.
Well, that's just what, more women should be like that. More women should stand up for what they need and what they believe in.
Sisters, right?
Exactly. Two men on a Zoom call telling this to each other.
That would just be ridiculous.
That would be outrageous.
I just would like to say, I do love women. in multiple ways.
She kind of was like, do you think I could get a picture with you?
Of course, dear. Of course. And she gets out a little makeup, starts kind of...
She's just kind of like hastily grabs her phone, like, Dave! And like gets the attention of her husband, who like hastily grabs the camera to take a picture of you two, and she kind of puts her arm around you.
Oh, thank you, dear. Watch out. Careful.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Fashion is what you buy, style is what you do with it.
And takes a selfie with you admiringly.
Oh, thank you. It's okay. She steps forward very slightly. Just slightly going over.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, we'll see you later, maybe, huh?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Oh, by the way, have you managed to donate at all to the relief fund for the fishermen? It's a very worthy cause.
No. Oh, I'll keep that in mind.
I'll
Just
go
get
down
on
to the post
right
office,
away.
and they have a delightful little sandwich as well. That to get some prosciutto in there and some light pickles. It's sweet.
Oh, I'll do my best. She says as like her kid asks for her phone to play with it or something.
Oh, he's a doll.
Well, yes, he's working on his manners. And is there anything else that you do with your day as this encounter ends?
Eventually she works her way back home to have a shower and reapply the makeup, change clothes, make sure that she is ready for the day ahead as she walks through the hallway to her washroom. You see all these pictures kind of on the wall as she's going by. It's famous faces throughout the ages, like Julie Newmar, Adam West, Oprah, and she's always slightly in the background. You can just see her over the shoulder.
It's a picture of Oprah and Ellen, and you're like,
and then
right behind.
There's Peaches sort of. Hi, I'm part of this.
Incredible. Amazing. Fabulous. And finally, as we whisk our way through Brindlewood Bay to the final home of our final murder maven, Lou, could you tell us a little bit about your character?
So, as you're panning through, you'll come across a kind of typical kind of retirement cottage, probably somewhere near the water. Definitely what you would choose if you weren't from around here, but you were choosing where you were gonna retire to, somewhere nice. Yes. That you were gonna spend your final years. And in that bungalow, you see stuff. There are shelves full of various knickknacks. So there'll be like a small collection of porcelain dogs on one shelf, and there's books that are labeled on the spines with the various years, which are full of stamps. There are just lots of little collections of various things, some of which are very large collections, some of which are one or two places with lots of room left for getting more. And you've kind of, I guess, over the shoulder of this kind of small, neat, practically dressed lady in sensible shoes and cargo pants, and you follow Queenie Pocock as she walks down the street towards the post office.
Oh.
Queenie's in the post office most days. She probably I hope I'm not making a decision for you, Michelle, but I feel like that she might walk past Rosemary's house. She just walks past and she's just like, oh, there's Rosemary, David, and she's doing her garden. Doesn't it look lovely? Oh, look at those wisterias. They're lovely. I always like Rosemary's. Isn't she always? You always like Rosemary, didn't you, Dave? And she's just muttering to herself. She is alone, and her husband David died a decade ago, but she runs a pretty much constant monologue of talking to him about what she's doing and what everyone else is doing while she's doing it. So as she's talking about herself, then she goes to the post office because she's got some letters to send back to all of her various nieces and nephews and great nieces and cousins and things that are all back in England because Lou didn't want to do an American accent.
You get to the post office and you see that Darlene, the basically the only employee of this post office, is there, and she always knows you're coming in around certain times of year when you mass mail out like 50 letters to the various
Well, she's
different
in most
relations.
days. There'll be mass things, but there'll also be the odd one most days.
Amazing. And she kind of just, oh, what have you got for me today, Queenie?
I've got a letter for my sister.
Oh.
And hold on a second. Let me just put it on the counter. And then she kind of goes over into the corner because she sees there's some children's toys, sort of various bits and bobs. Nothing very exciting. It's a post office.
They love the fidget spinners these days, I'm hearing. That was 10 years ago at this point.
Oh, easily, yeah. Well, actually, when I got a letter from my nephew Mark, and his little boy's 9 now, and apparently he's very much into games. He likes playing games with his friends, and she picks up a pack of playing cards off of the shelf that have got little kitschy pictures of sea life because we're by the coastal scenes of Brindlewood Bay or something.
Yeah.
And she's thinking, yeah, do you know what? This is a good present for a 9-year-old that you've never met.
He'll love it. He'll just love it.
Yeah, do you know what? I think if he likes games as much as I've heard he is, I bet this will be right up his street. So I'll tell you what, I'll just send the letter today, and then I'll go home and package this up nice and write him a nice little letter as well.
Oh, isn't that just darling? I do love it when you come by, Queenie. Always brightens my day.
Oh, thanks, Darlene. You going to the carnival later?
Well, I'm trying to get out if I can, but obviously so much post to go through.
Well, everyone's going to be at the carnival, aren't they? You don't need to stay open.
That's true. Oh, well, maybe I'll see you later.
Give yourself a load off.
Maybe I
won't
will.
tell anyone.
Oh. And she kind of checks you out for all the various stamps and things that you need and sells you the pack of cards, and kind of you see she kind of like, she doesn't say anything to you about it, but she kind of knocks off a percentage of the end price just because she really likes seeing you.
And I guess Queenie leaves the post office. Now she's saying, "Oh, Darlene, she's so lovely, isn't she, David? Isn't it? Like I've heard that she's going out with Bob the Butcher now, and I really hope it all works out well. I think she deserves to be happy, and she works so hard." She just carries on this conversation all the way back to her house.
Amazing. As you all converge outside of the entrance to the carnival, who do you think arrives first?
Peaches.
Probably Peaches. I have a very structured life.
Peaches. Peaches gets there first.
Peaches has got alarms set for half an hour before everything she's got to do, I would assume.
I reckon Peaches is there a good 10 minutes before anyone else. And then would you I would say maybe Rosemary next.
Yeah, I think Rosemary pulls up in Beatrice, her beat-up old pickup truck, which it's filthy. It's pretty much the opposite of how lovely Queenie keeps her house. This pickup truck, that's mostly used for trips to the garden centre,
Of course.
So it's very muddy. It hasn't been washed in God knows how long, but it runs and it's a trusty vehicle. And Rosemary wouldn't hear anyone say otherwise, so she'll come chugging up in that old thing. And be looking for a parking space, and she'll be, it'll be a reverse into a space that takes about 15 minutes too long. But just if any young men try to waver in, she'll go, I'm all right. I'll get it. I'll be driving this thing for longer than you've been born, my love. She'll get there.
Amazing. I think probably it'll be
Queenie
next.
Pip's already established that he's
Dead
probably
last.
going to be late.
Yeah.
So
Late.
yeah, Queenie will come next. As she's coming, she's walking. Like, she's never understood this obsession that Americans have got with driving everywhere. Like, if she can't get the bus, she won't be going.
What's a walkable island? Surely.
Exactly. She likes a little walk. She'll get the bus if it's too far.
Have to
And
keep
as
fit.
she goes, she's just kind of looking along the pavement. She sees on the way that someone's dropped a paperclip and a bobby pin on the floor. So she picks those up and puts them in the little Golden Virginia tobacco tin that she keeps in her handbag. That she just keeps little tiny items that she finds. It was David's, so yeah, she keeps it in her handbag.
Oh, that's lovely. As before Beverly arrives, what are you all saying to each other as you gather?
Queenie, Rosemary, oh, I am so pleased that you were able to make it. Have you seen Beverly?
No, but when has she ever been on time, Peaches, darling?
Well, you know how it is. She's a doll, but,
Oh, by the way, Peaches, I'm happy to make a cake for the benefit.
Oh,
that you're doing.
you
That's all right. Or I can run a stall. I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Queenie, you are my favorite. Other than you, Rosemary, and Beverly, of course.
That's nice.
You're all my favorites.
Of course. I have some of my summer berry jam if you want that for the cake.
Oh,
Queenie, darling.
I love that.
That's
Oh, yeah, no, I got the recipe
It
from
makes the very
WI,
best
a thing which definitely exists in the US.
Hell yeah.
So, I'd be happy.
Queenie
I'd be
brought it
happy
with
to
her
lend
when she moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it didn't exist when you got here, you damn well created it.
Or I told Peaches about it in passing, and she was like, "Right, we need one of those."
Doing that.
It's the only branch.
Yeah.
What sound heralds the arrival of Beverly?
So it's less a sound and more a cloud, a moving cloud, under which she emerges.
You ever seen that horror film, The Mist?
eventually. Yeah, it's like that. It's like that. Yeah, she'll sort of jog quite gently up. Sorry, girls. Got a little sidetracked with a little painting. Sorry, I'm not too late, am I?
No, you
you're
are
fine,
perfectly
darling.
on time, sweetheart.
You know, I have been wanting to talk to you, actually. Do you think you could let Viper know that cat leavings don't make the best fertilizer?
You can tell him yourself. He's right here on my shoulder.
Oh, my mistake. I do apologize, Viper. I didn't see you there through the haze.
Viper, it's Rosemary. You've pissed on her before. You know she's a friend. Sorry,
Viper,
Rosemary.
if you must piss on me, I suppose I can let it go by the wayside.
No,
Whatever
it's a-
of you didn't shit in the
it's
flower
a-
beds, if you'd be so
okay.
kind.
Yeah. Look, I never had much control over where he does and doesn't shit.
You don't say.
But look, I she sort of like puts her hand up to like block the cat's ears. But look, I'll try real hard to. I'm sorry. I know those flowers mean not that. Viper, it's fine. I know those flowers mean a lot to you, and I am sorry. I will do my very best.
Viper bites hard into your hand.
Yeah, I think he bites hard into a part of Beverly's hand that is now so much scar tissue, she doesn't feel it. Yeah, he's fully like you're looking at Beverly, but you're looking past Beverly, and there is this cat that's just like fangs deep, like in her hand, in a way
so
that
many
would,
tetanus shots.
yeah, in a way that would cause another human being an immense amount of pain. But yeah, I will do that. I am sorry. Get off.
I appreciate the apology. And Viper, I appreciate that you're trying to tell me that you're sorry in the only way you know how.
Like, violence really is the only language that he communicates in.
I've
known folks like that.
Yeah. Hello, girls. Hello. And she'll do like a little hug and a mwah, mwah,
Sweetie.
which is like one of them on the cheek, and then the other one you get burned by a cigarette.
You've all learned to pull away.
All right. Y'all
We've got matching burns on the same cheek.
It's welt.
Awful.
sorry.
The lovely old ladies that we've given cigarette burns to on their faces.
I can't make nice things. I genuinely try to, and then this is what comes out.
Like, what if she was an artist with a cat? That would be cute.
Yeah, that was sort of the start, and then it just went this way. And
Then I called the cat. Then when I was talking to Pip, I was like, "Yeah, the cat's called a Viper," and then we went downhill.
Yeah. Okay, so we going in? See the sights? I haven't had candy floss in in a few years.
Oh,
I
sweetie,
want to see if it's as bad as I remember.
That stuff will put
I expect so.
inches on your hips.
That's never been a problem for me, Peaches. You know that. Look, we can't all be as svelte as you with your personal trainer and your fancy tracksuits that you look lovely in, by the way. Like, I don't mean any disrespect.
No. I understand. It's just who I am. It's okay. I get it.
And we would never change you. And I don't think we'd be able to if we tried.
A girl should be two things: classy and fabulous. Thank you.
Okay.
Beverly's just like, yes.
Would you like to head into the carnival?
Yes.
It's better have.
Yeah.
So this is the famous Brindlewood Bay Carnival Noctis that comes every summer to the island. One thing that you all notice that is slightly different about this carnival is that it now also has the branding of another company on it called Very Good Carnivals Co. You all learn through the grapevine of the town gossip that the Carnival Noctis has been bought by this large conglomerate of carnivals and is now operating Carnival Noctis on Brindlewood Bay. But yes, as you arrive, things seem to be mostly as they were before. You see, yes, cotton candy, arcade games, those ring toss games that are so rigged. There's an Orbitron and a Gravitron, or whatever you call them, children screaming, teenagers egging each other on to go on the scariest carnival. You see a small child dragging this enormous lumberjack stuffed figure that's like 3 times the size of her through the crowd. And as we're doing this, can each of you kind of give me a little idea of what your favorite part of coming to the carnival is? Whoever wants to go first is welcome.
I think Queenie likes going on. I mean, I've got absolutely no reference for an American carnival, but I think I don't know if they have them, but they have at this carnival now, is the little kind of 2p machines. You have them in the boardwalk in Santa Cruz, so I'm assuming they do exist in America. So,
One would assume.
they're like, they've got dimes in them, I think, there. But yeah, Queenie likes, she saves up over the course of the year, so she pulls out this like enormous sack full of like pennies or dimes or whatever it is that's in that machine, and puts it through the slots and then waits them, and it pushes off, and they get off the little bits of plastic tat, like little key rings or spinning tops or whatever else, and every time she wins one, she's super excited and puts it in her bag to send to a random family member at some
You're
point in the
sending
future.
like envelopes of like heavy coins.
No, the little prizes. I'm trying to win prizes.
Oh, I see. I thought it was like the chat said, like a 2p pusher, and you were just sending like buckets of dimes.
No, I used to have an aunt that did that. Just cards with 5p's sellotaped on the inside. Great.
My nan would save all her 2p's,
Yeah.
and when I got down to hers in Devon, she would present me with like little bank bags full of 2p's to go down to the arcades.
Oh, that's so nice.
Definitely
Who's
what
next?
Queenie's
What is
done.
your favorite thing at the carnival?
Rosemary loves the carnival games, but specifically the ones where you're competing against usually small children. She's got a competitive streak. Like I'm picturing the one where you've got a little water gun and you've got to make your little horsey beat to the end of the track before the other little horses, and they're definitely all rigged, but Rosemary, she won't hear it. She's like, no, I'm pretty sure if I try again, I'll win this time, And she'll, it's once she's settled in and she's determined to beat a bunch of 6-year-olds, then it's very difficult to tear her away until she's won.
Amazing. You see the carnival barker who's like, the person like, come play the games, win as much as you can, walk away with 50 stuffed animals the size of your arm, and just like step right up, and that sort of thing.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice, Queenie. If I win any stuffed animals, they are welcome to go to whichever relatives you reckon would like them the most.
Oh my god, that is so very kind of you, Rosemary. I will definitely try to find good homes for them.
No, well,
Incredible.
I don't have much use for them apart from insulating the shed, so.
You gotta love that she's only in it for the feeling of success, the thrill of victory. Not about the rewards. No glory for this one. No prizes for this one. Just the knowledge that you are a greater force than that which you fight against. I've always
the
respected
rush.
that about you, Rosemary.
Beverly, dear, you should have been a novelist rather than just simply a painter. You have a way with words.
You do.
You're sweet. You're sweet. You're sweet.
Do me a favor, Michelle, and roll me a d6 and add whatever your vitality is.
1d6?
1d6. Just in this
you
instance,
know?
we're playing a bit fast and loose.
That's fine. 3 plus 1, though, 4.
So you actually like are is it like the water jet game where you're like, or is it, what kind of game is it?
That's the one I can think of that's competing with other people. The one where you have to shoot the target to.
Yeah. So you you see everyone else. It's like one of those racing ones where the horses are racing across. And you are neck and neck with this like maybe 8-year-old little girl with like pigtails and like a cute little pink dress and a bow in her hair, and she just looks at you with an absolute death stare as you're both like racing to the finish line as subsequent children are just knocked out of the race. And it gets to the final moment of this race. Would you like to attempt to intervene in any way that might secure you a victory?
I'll kind of like put a hand to my back. Oh, a slight spasm and just elbow the little kid.
You knock her ever so
I'm not
slightly.
like sending her flying, just.
Yeah. You like knock her
woman.
arm away so she juts away from the target for a moment, whereas yours is straight dead on. And you just clinch victory as this little girl like, that's not fair!
When you get to my age, you learn that life isn't always fair, little sweetie.
Runs away. And you get handed this enormous panda bear that, like, again, is about as tall as you are.
It's another one for your
Yeah.
collection.
Well then, Petey Panda, you and me are gonna have a fine day out. I can tell this is a good omen. And I won't like lovingly hold it like it's actually a bear. I'll just kind of shove it under one arm upside down and kind of march off.
Amazing.
I love that.
I'll
I love
go
that
and
it's
shove
a-
it in Beatrice.
You have
I love
to
that
go and
it's
add
like-
a panda to your cozy little place now.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah, you can genuinely add a panda
All
to your
right,
cozy
I will
little
add
place.
large panda to it. Yeah.
'Cause that's adorable.
Amazing.
What are the other favorite moments we've got?
Do you want to go, John?
Yeah, why not? So Peaches, she makes a beeline for the machines that have the kind of racehorses on them, and it's like you almost bet, and they randomly kind of, you got 5 of these little plastic or metal horses
Yeah.
that kind of go. And we're off here, and it's terrible, but it's like, oh, I love this. Come on, Bluey. And she's a little bit of a gambler sometimes, but only when it's safe to do so.
Of course.
It's good, clean fun.
You do see that again, it's the same kind of carnival barker that kind of promotes all the different games as it's going, and he just kind of comes up to you, is like, "You winning them, ma'am?"
Well, I like to think so.
Oh, looks like you're doing a stupendous job, and then your horse loses. Ah, well, you'll get him next time.
That's okay.
Be sure to keep going, and maybe you'll win.
That's okay. I do not mind. These things, they come, they go. It's all good.
Of course. Well, I'm gonna go on my break, so I'll see you later.
That's fine.
And just kind of. So, amazing. What is another little moment that we've got going on here?
Is it just me left, or has
It's
there
just you,
been
Pip. Yeah.
Okay, well. Sorry, I got lost in everybody else's things, which was very nice. I think for Beverly's quite a solitary creature a lot of the time. It's her, she's got a book club and she's got Viper, but she doesn't spend a lot of time like around in large groups, and I think that's by choice. But there is there's something about the structure of the carnival, the fact that it's like, here is a place where you know what is going to be here. There will be crowds of people, there will be these sights, these sounds, and I think she's grown really sort of accustomed to that. So I think it's less one specific thing, and it's just being here, the smell of the popcorn and all the screaming kids and the families and her just being allowed to be a little part of that and not necessarily hugely noticed. Also, one of the carnies, she has a standing deal with him, and he gets her those good high tar lucky strikes that you can't get on Brindlewood Bay. So she'll be looking out for him so they can pop behind a tent and she can pay him for like some, big duty-free packs of very high tar cigarettes.
So the person that you meet is actually not a man, it's a woman
Right.
who is Hannah, and she used to be the kind of carnival barker at the Carnival Noctis, but seems to be in a different role now from what you can tell. And she kind of like comes to meet you. Hey, got your lucky whatevers.
Lucky shit, you know what they're called, Hannah. You've been
fucking-
smoking them yourself for 40 years.
She does pull one out, kind of strikes a match off her boots and lights this. It's like a giant like cigarollo version of it. It's like lights it just.
You've been holding out on me. Where can I get one of those? You can't just pull that out in front of me and act like I'm not gonna hook a girl up.
All right. And she kind of pulls 2 out of her pocket and hands them.
Thank
to
you, Hannah. I'm not going to take them for free. How are you? How's the family?
Fucking bullshit family.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, they demoted me.
What happened?
The boss is, we got bought up, right? Carnival.
Oh, yeah, I saw the sign on the way in.
Fucking bullshit.
Could have been a little bit more imaginative with the name, right? Like,
Very
we do
good.
Carnival's company or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know.
Anyway, so boss's stepson decides he wants to be the carnival barker, and now all of a sudden, Hannah he has been demoted to the ticket inspector.
Well, that's bullshit.
Yeah, you don't think?
Okay. Can I complain somewhere, or is
You
that...
can complain in the admin office, but I don't think they're gonna take it very well, considering the two people you're complaining to are the ones whose kid is now in charge.
All right, okay. So it's a nepotism kind of thing.
Of course, it's always
Sure.
a nepotism thing.
Sure. All right. Well, look, if I find an opportunity to say to anyone who's in charge that I think this is bullshit, then I absolutely will. Are you all right? Like,
I'm fine. I'm making ends meet. I'll
Okay.
get mine.
hey, look, I tell you what, and she'll take the this. I don't know how often this carnival happens.
once a year.
Once a year. So she'll take this year. It won't last her a year, but she'll take this year's supply of the fancy cigarettes, and go, look. How about I pay you for next year in advance?
Oh, you do something like that for me.
Of course I would, Hannah. You're one of my oldest friends. Look, take it. Take it,
Ah,
please.
gosh, you're a real doll. You know that?
I'm all right.
A viper, get off my foot. He's pissing on me again.
Look, I tell you every time, if he's pissing on you, that means he is not attacking you. And if he smells his own piss, he's not going to attack that, right? So this is good. Hannah, you have to understand that this is the best of two evils.
I don't think piss is always a good thing.
Look, I'm not here to kink shame anybody, and we're not even talking about that. I just mean, look, he has very few ways to express himself, and he could have been attacking you, and he's not. He's familiar with you. He likes you. You get a little piss. You get used to it.
All right, thank you, Viper.
Okay.
And kind of as you rejoin the group, you're all kind of out by the kind of central area where all of the different attractions branch out into the central area. And you see that there's all this commotion happening over by the funhouse. As you see, like people are talking conspiratorially, and you see actually one of the local police officers, Deputy Buckland, is kind of holding back a crowd of people.
Oh, what's going on here then, David? Deputy Buckland looks very busy, doesn't he? Maybe we should go and grab the girls and go and have a see what's going. Come on then, come on. and Queenie's gonna walk towards the nearest Maven, and whichever one that is. I would assume Rosemary if she's also, or Peaches if they're both on amusements, whereas Beverly's on the back of a tent.
Yes.
I'll talk to her over and you know, Queenie, it's good to see that the carnival hasn't changed that much this year. I saw the change of ownership, and I was a little worried, but I do think the Hammersmiths are really at their limit. I thought old Derek Hammersmith's heart was going to give out one of these days if he didn't hand over the carnival to somebody else.
Well, that's what you've got to look after yourself these days. Share the load. If people are gonna take on all that work, and he had, famously he had money problems and all kinds of different stuff. So,
absolutely. Always
I'm
getting
not
in something.
surprised that he. Yeah.
I heard he was into gambling. I'm awful glad none of us get into that sort of thing.
Go
that's really
Bluey!
Terrible.
And I assume at that
Beverly
Beverly walks
will-
up with a pack of cigarettes.
Beverly will emerge from behind the tent with like the last, centimeter, drop it, crush it under her heel, and as she's doing that, immediately light another.
Like a pro.
It's one motion. There's no moment where she's not,
Nothing wasted.
And then, like stow the, she's got a big practical handbag. She'll sort of shove the big packs of Lucky Strikes into there, and then come and join the others.
Hannah, okay, love?
I've seen her better. Turns out she got demoted. She's
Oh.
not the Walker anymore. These new folks who took over the Carnival have, looks like they're trying to, well, I don't know if they're trying to get rid of her, but, they've put the owner's son in her spot. I don't know. Just,
But that's. I suppose me and Rosemary were just saying that we know that there was stuff going on with the previous owners, and I'm guessing that he had his reasons for selling up, but I suppose that would have had a negative effect on the people who were already employed. Oh, what a poor love. Send her my love next time you talk to her, okay?
oh, I will, of course. I will.
She wouldn't like a giant panda, would she?
Giant panda makes everybody happy.
No, Hannah's been with this carnival for a long time. I imagine she swiped enough of those to, yeah, yeah.
That's a good point.
What's all this about? And I'll kind of gesture towards the tent with the police
Hubbub.
standing outside it, yeah.
Well, you know what Amanda Delacourt would do? She would go and find out, and I think that's what we should go and do.
You know what, Queenie, you're absolutely right. Is it,
Off we go, Mavens!
Shall we?
Let's fucking do this!
So you all march towards the funhouse, which is this enormous
That's
octopus.
my catchphrase.
Let's fucking do it!
It's my just one more thing.
You all walk towards the funhouse, which is this enormous octopus, and you enter the funhouse by going into its enormous maw, like enormous beak maw. It's quite strange.
God, that's terrifying.
I hate it.
This is
Thank
from
you,
the
Jason.
pre-written mystery.
This is really weird.
Jason, Alicia, what are you doing?
Alicia, thanks very much for this.
We're all gonna have nightmares.
And you see like a crowd is assembling, kind of whispering back and forth, and Deputy Buckland is kind of waving the crowd and saying, "Nothing to see here, folks. Say, closed for the afternoon." And then he kind of sees the murder mavens on the horizon and goes, "Oh shit. Sheriff, they're here, Sheriff." And you see from within the funhouse, Sheriff Wyman kind of runs out, kind of out of breath. "Oh, thank you, Buckland. Thank you. Oh, lovely. Hello." "Ladies, I was looking for you."
Sheriff, we're all here at your pleasure.
"Amazing. Would you mind coming into the fun house with me? Everything's all right. Everything's all right." Kind of like waving at the crowd.
Well, come
You know
on,
what,
ladies.
David, I don't think everything's all right.
No, I don't think anything's all right either,
fine.
David.
To me.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
And he brings you into the funhouse. In the entranceway, it's kind of this entrance to this, basically a mirror maze. It's like a dark mirror maze, and he kind of immediately, as he's gesturing you in, bashes himself into a mirror. And she's like, "Oh, okay. We cannot find the light switch for this goddamn place." Okay.
Have you tried Alexa?
Lovely. What do you...
Have you tried the Alexa
Who's that?
to turn the lights on? It's
I
an
think she
no,
works at the
fangled
library.
thingy. Oh, don't worry.
Oh.
No, Alexa Hammersmith doesn't own the carnival anymore.
Oh, no, you're right,
That was
Rosemary.
last year.
Sorry.
It's no. Anyways,
Anyway, Sheriff,
Her and
please.
Derek get divorced.
yeah.
They're
It was
always
sad.
getting together and getting back together.
Never-
and
I
just
never
can't keep
know
up with
about
those two crazy kids.
Don't get me started on divorce.
Oh,
Yeah, after your
How
fifth...
many is it now, Beverly?
How many is it that you know very well that it is 8?
8.
Well, look, I call them all. I call them all divorces. Some of them were involuntary divorces, if you know what I mean.
Are you saying things you should definitely be saying in front of the sheriff?
You 2 of my husbands are dead. You know this.
Yeah, I just. Anyways, speaking of dead,
Segue?
you know what? It's best if I just show you. And he kind of
Not a great way to start a sentence.
And he kind of ploddingly takes you through the maze and occasionally bashes into a mirror and bumps into an alleyway, falls through a curtain, just takes a various series of unfortunate tumbles through the place, until eventually comes to an area where there's shattered mirror all around the floor. You see there's another deputy stood there, kind of keeping an eye on things for the sheriff. And you see that there is the limp, bloodied figure of the carnival barker who you all saw earlier advertising the games, shoved through one of the mirrors. So, ladies,
Sure.
lovely to see you.
This wasn't us.
It's yeah. I don't think he thinks it was us.
Oh,
I did not.
No, this isn't Viper's MO. There'd be a lot more blood.
and saliva.
Little
A
scratches
lot
on
more
the
fur
face.
and legs.
And urine.
Ladies, it's whispering now.
right.
We found this lovely gentleman dead, reported by one of the guests. We think his name is Samson. He's the son of stepson of one of the owners. And, well, as you can see, he's very dead.
Who reported him? Who
Just
found
one
him?
of the guests. Mother and the father and 2 little girls and a teenager and
All 5 of them.
all 5 of them.
Oh, how traumatic for those poor children.
I know. So listen, we're talking to these carnival folks, and they're clamming up more than all the clams in clam season. Am I right?
They all know about it.
Well, yeah, because apparently news travels fast in the carnival world. I was wondering if you 4 might be interested in
Doing your
helping.
job for you.
Yes. All right. Look, it's hard.
It's hard,
Sometimes.
Mr. Sheriff. It's hard.
Look, I am not an approachable woman like the rest of you. I am a portly, threatening police detective sheriff person.
You're not portly, dear. You're just, big boned.
Also,
Thank you,
we
Queenie,
just
thank
watched you walk in here and trip over your own ass about 5 times. I'm sorry, there is nothing intimidating about you, Sheriff.
It's very sweet, actually.
I think some people might find me vaguely intimidating occasionally. Thank you, Beverly.
Okay, good. Whatever you need to sleep at night. Okay. Ladies, what do you say we get a good look at the crime scene before we head out to, start talking to all these folks and work out
Seems
this
like
whole
a
thing.
Very sensible thing to do.
So, yeah, let me tell you a little bit about the crime scene. Obviously, blood strewn everywhere. You see that this person has clearly been sat here for at least 10 10, 15 minutes. They're pale and pallid, mirror shattered, which strikes you as a bit odd considering how many times Sheriff Wyman bumped into various different mirrors with not an insignificant amount of force and did not break the mirrors. But what kind of things would you like to check in on about what's going on here? Tell me a little bit about what you're doing.
I think it'd be worth looking at the body and checking that the forced entry through the mirror was the actual cause of death.
Yeah, cause
and
of death, for sure.
wasn't something that happened afterwards.
Yep.
Lovely.
So you'd need to be seeing if there are any other marks on the body, wounds, any other signs of trauma that aren't
Amazing.
glass cuts.
I would love for you to roll me a meddling roll. So we're going to use your, I believe, reason. Is that, if I said that right?
Mm-hmm.
Reason is
also-
a stat.
Yes. Your reason. And so for everyone at home, there are various different moves that the Mavens can do. This, in this instance, is when you search for a clue, conduct research, or otherwise gather information. Describe how you're doing so and roll with an appropriate ability, in this case, reason, and we'll see what happens. So roll that for me.
Me?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I will roll that. Ooh, okay, so that's a 2 plus 1 for my reason. So that's a 3.
Success!
That's not a success. You find, as you kind of lift and look around various different places, that there are various kind of gashes and things around. But you're no medical expert, so you would have a difficult time determining what would be caused by glass, what could be caused by some other instrument. You don't know if bruising was sustained here, was sustained elsewhere, was the cause of something else. So there's not really anything that you can determine from that aspect of the search. But I'd be happy for one of the other Mavens to attempt to search in a different area to find, or in a different way to find different clues.
Zack, can I just ask a question?
Ask away.
The stats, is that literally adding 1, or is that adding another dice?
That is adding 1. So it's
Okay,
2 d6 plus whatever you got.
Oh, I only rolled 1.
Oh, well.
I was thinking, I was looking at the numbers on the reference sheet, and I was thinking,
How am I supposed to get a 12?
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, how on earth am I get a 12?
Let's roll it again.
Hold on. All right. So that is. So I had a. So that's another. 4 plus 2, so it's a 7.
A 7. Okay, amazing. So let me read for everyone at home. 7 to 9. There's a complication. You do see that some of the wounds sustained by this individual don't look more deliberate than what this kind of incident would look like. But the complication being you really aren't able to pin down what it is, only that the various injuries look deliberate. And that it clearly wasn't an accident what happened here.
Possibly this unfortunate man was maybe shoved through the mirror afterwards, or like to maybe to mask some of the injuries he'd already sustained.
And that is a clue
now a big
for you,
ol'
by the
mess.
way. An official clue.
Official clue.
Ooh,
I love official clues.
one
Oh god, my
clue.
voice is actually sort of suffering faintly. This is going to be interesting. Let's see where this goes.
Less than halfway here.
I got this. Look, if she starts coughing, that's canon. It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fair.
I'll let one of the other Mavens kind of have a go here and see what they can find in this instance.
I would love if it's. I just jumped in. Sorry.
No, please
Great.
go.
I would love to try and figure out how many exits there are to this mirror funhouse area, and it's dark and it's mirrory. I'm thinking that perhaps Beverly's cloud of smoke that's perpetually there might be blown about and lead me towards where air is getting in.
Of course.
To sort of see where there might be a way in or out. See what exit
I'm helping.
the assailant may have had.
The smoke is helping. Yes, of course. Yeah, let's get another meddling roll here. So again, 2d6, and I am gonna say reason again.
Reason. Okay. 6. That is 9 plus 1, so 10.
10. Oh, that is
Very
fabulous.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, you roll a 10, and you watch as Beverly's smoke does start to waft in various different directions, but you follow one of the directions nearest by just through the mirror. You step over the body, and you do see that there is a staff exit, like an emergency fire exit, just beyond the door. And as you kind of step towards the door, you feel yourself step on something, like something thin, but the floor feels odd, and you lift your foot and you see that there is a card on the ground that you see has a bloodied fingerprint in it. And John, if you wouldn't mind switching over the camera for me.
There you go.
Activate.
You see
Tarot cam.
the assassin with a bloody fingerprint in it.
Coincidence.
Near the door, and that also will be a formal clue for you.
All right.
Okay.
So you've got two clues.
Just in case any of the Mavens didn't absorb the first clue. It was
Just in case.
just
I definitely did,
hypothetically.
but
It was that the wounds seem more deliberate, as if they were. This is clearly not an accident. This clearly was staged and looked staged in some
Okay.
way. That is the first clue.
Queenie has a load of envelopes in her cozy little place. So I wonder whether I could put the clue in an envelope so that it will be kept safe.
Of
Like
course
the
you can.
evidence thing. That's so
You
cute.
tuck the card away.
I mean, they're all stamped envelopes for at the post office. And she's
Accidentally post
she,
it,
She
yeah.
grumbles a little bit. She's like, I won't be able to use this envelope now, David, will I? Because I paid for the stamp and everything. But she's sort of put it in the.
If I
Yeah.
could tell you how many times she's accidentally posted bloody articles of all sorts of things to young nephews and nieces.
Amazing.
They think I'm really weird.
Incredible. Okay, you have kind of looked at the crime scene, seen the various different things going on. What do you think your next move is here?
I want to take a shot at not just we need a murder weapon, right? Like that's real important. So Beverly is going to like with effort, like crouch down a little bit, like creaky knees, a little bit lower to the floor, and Viper's gonna clamber off her shoulder, and start sort of prowling around this body, and you'd imagine that police in this situation would like shoo an animal away,
Yes, but
that was near a crime scene, but these are local police. and they-
Viper's on the case.
and they know this cat.
It's a cat known to the police.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's less, oh good, the cat is here to help us solve the case, and more, it will hurt us if we interact with it. So he's going to start prowling around, and Beverly's just going to kind of, she's just been kind of standing there smoking this whole time, but she's going to stand back and just kind of observe him, because if there's one thing Viper is interested in, it's murder. And specifically, causes of death. He's interested in new and varied ways to cause a person or a thing to stop being alive. So she's just going to watch Viper and see what he is interested in, and then follow on from that. So I'm pitching to give myself advantage via cat.
So you want to? You're trying to?
I think I'm meddling. I believe I'm meddling.
Sure.
I think I'm using my reason, and I think I'm also using my cat.
And you're trying to deduce some kind of murder weapon?
It's murder weapons, sort of / cause, like actual cause of death. How did this person die? Like what?
I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah. Huh?
I don't think you need to roll for this. I think I've just been a bit cryptic for sake of not being too gory. This person had their neck slashed.
Right, and we reckon that's prior to being put through the mirror.
Yes, that looked deliberate, and then they were smashed through the mirror. Yes.
Okay.
So
to try and hide the fact that they were covered in blood.
Exactly. Yeah.
Gotcha. Then what with would be great. If that, I think it's like if that weapon is nearby, then great. If it's not, that's also good. Like, where is it?
For sure.
That's what I want to roll on.
Okay, let's roll. Let's give you advantage with Viper.
So, how advantage in this game? I obviously know how advantage in this game works, but for the viewers at home, they'd love to hear how.
So what you need to do is add an additional d6 to your dice, so 3d6 total.
Got it.
And then choose the 2 higher results.
Got it. All right. Big rolls. There we go. 4, 8, 9, 10.
10. Amazing. Interesting. So you see that Viper starts sniffing around in various different places. And you see, what do you see here? You see that Viper doesn't locate a weapon, so to speak, but is able to pull out, kind of sniffs around the body and starts to pull something out of the gentleman's pocket that was stuffed in there. And you see it's this little bag of white powder. Little baggie of white powder.
Oh no, we've been down this road before. Drop it, Viper. Drop it. And I need to get this from him, because if it is what I might suspect it is, we don't need a repeat of the incident.
Yes.
She's still paying the vet bill.
Just a coked up feral tomcat. Nobody needs that.
Like Coke
in their life.
And Brindlewood Bay vets won't take Viper as a patient anymore. She has to drive us out of state.
It's a whole thing.
True story. The first time my friend babysat my 2 dogs, they got into a bag of icing sugar while he was out, and it looked like they'd had a Coke party at his flat. Just
amazing.
Their snoots covered in white powder.
So good. Okay, so you found 3 clues here. 1, the slashes on this man look deliberate. 2nd, the tarot card, and 3rd is the baggie of drugs. I'm gonna say that's the entirety of what we're gonna pick up from this scene. So what's
Beverly's final action in the scene, once having wrested the little baggie from Viper, is to open it, lick a finger, put it in, and then kind of rub it on her gums a little bit, like a tiny bit, just to check what it is. And it's sort of there's like a 2-second pause.
No.
You want me to roll to see what it is?
We're gonna do a day move.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, let's do this. Mechanics.
Where you're gonna tell me what the worst thing that could happen in this instance is.
Okay. I mean, what, like the actual worst thing, or just like a bad thing?
What's the worst thing?
That this is deadly in some way. This is poison. It's not drugs. It's poison, and I've poisoned myself, and I'm going to die. That's the worst thing that I can think of.
Good. So roll me. What are we gonna roll? What? I've forgotten the stats out name off the top of my head. Read them to me.
Vitality, composure, reason, presence, and sensitivity.
We're gonna
That'd
do
be
vitality.
right?
Vitality. All right, I have no bonuses. And I don't have any advantage. Let's do this.
Good luck.
Pray for me, chat.
You can do this.
Not so good.
Oh no!
That's a 4.
So that is an abject failure. And as Beverly kind of puts the white substance in her mouth, she starts to... And we're gonna go to commercial break.
I've made a terrible mistake.
So we'll see you all in about 10... Sorry?
Does she have a furball?
We'll find out. We'll see you all in about 10 to 15 minutes. Please come back for the conclusion of Brindlewood Bay.
Maybe with 3 Mavens.
I hope I don't die.
Right. Bye!
Bye. See you soon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Actual Play UK. We are playing the fabulous game Brindlewood Bay by one Jason Cordova. You can get it all around the internet. We are also playing the pre-written mystery Carnival Carnage by Alicia Furness, who wrote this fabulous mystery about carnage at a carnival. So, last we left off, our Mavens were asked by the police to investigate the murder of one Samson, the new carnival barker who was a nepotism hire by the new owners of the carnival Noctis. He was found in the fun house, smashed through a mirror with his throat slashed. The Mavens were asked to assist because all of the carnival folk seemed to be clamming up at speaking to the police about this murder. They found 3 clues. First of all, they found that the slashes across the throat were very deliberate. This was no accident that occurred here. They also found a tarot card for the assassin with a blood fingerprint on it that was left near one of the exits of the funhouse. And then they found a bag of stimulants that were in the pocket of Samson, the carnival barker. And deciding that she was going to find out what exactly this white powder was, Beverly decided to dip her finger in and rub it all over her gums. We did a day move that resulted in a 4. Unfortunately, what the day move does is if you fail, the worst thing that you can imagine happens. Now, I will say that I cut to commercial as Beverly was seemingly about to die from whatever poisonous substance that she had ingested. Now, I've cut to commercial, and Pip, I would love you to tell me about one of the commercials playing on the station between acts of Brindlewood Bay. This is a commercial for a product called Possum Be Gone.
Sure. Is your home beset on all sides by possums? Do your children fear for their lives? Are you at your wit's end? Worry no more. With new Possum Be Gone, those furry terrors will never return. Possum Be Gone! It's possum awesome.
Possum.
It's awesome.
Incredible.
There
We cut back to inside the fun house as Beverly is rubbing the white substance into her gums. And Beverly, it's fine. This is just cocaine.
It's fine.
I got good news. This is cocaine.
Oh.
How you feeling?
What?
No,
What
I mean,
does
I
cocaine
feel
do?
I feel great. Look, he had a bag of drugs on it. I'll tell you. I don't know if this is necessarily a clue. It's not that strange for the Carnival folks to have a little bit of something to get them through. Do you know how long this Carnival is open for days on end, 24/7? Like, I wouldn't begrudge this young man a little something to keep him, peppy throughout the day.
I mean,
so,
if he wasn't dead, I'd suggest that we'd help him and put him into rehab.
Yes, I
well,
watched,
sure.
I watched a special report on the news channel that said that addiction is spreading among our young people. It's just terrible. It's just such a real shame.
Awful.
David, do you remember Maud's son in Bristol? Like, he got into, I don't know if it was cocaine, I don't know if it was a smack or a what have you, or some sort of hallucin. But do you remember it tore Maud apart, David? I remember we had to make, how many cups of tea did we make her? Well, she was wondering whether he was going to come home again. What a silly young man.
It's okay, Queenie.
Hmm?
It's okay. We all understand. We've all been there. We all have loved ones that have gone through very, very hard times. But there's always each other.
So,
She always knows what to say, doesn't she, Peaches? Isn't she nice, David? Well, let's make her a cake.
I'd fucking love that.
So, I'm gonna say from here, you all step out of the funhouse back into the hot sun of the day. I'm just gonna give you a little bit of a layout of the carnival so you all kind of know what's about. There are several locations, notable locations. Obviously, you have all the rides, the Gravitron, and all those sorts of things. There are members of staff, running those sorts of things. There is a main stage where an animal show is housed. There's also a back area near the stage where the animals are kept and looked after. There is obviously the fun house that you just stepped out of, a tent of oddities. You see a prominent fortune teller's booth where there's various mystical and religious symbols painted around on various signage and on the tent. And you also know that somewhere about here, maybe behind one of the buildings is the admin office that exists here. You see that there are lots of different members of the Carnival staff walking around looking a bit suspiciously at things. And you see that members of the public, while beginning to disperse, are still looking worriedly at the funhouse that you're stepping out of.
Well, Mavens, it seems to me like we need to find a means and we need to find a motive. There are lots of people at this carnival with the change of hands that would have wanted, and this is definitely something Amanda Delacourt would have done in the Gold Crown Mysteries. She would have thought, who around us would want to see Samson dead?
Yeah, that's
Who
right.
we got?
Qui bono. Who benefits?
I mean, not that I'm suggesting anything of Beverly, but Hannah would benefit.
Thought had crossed my mind. Look, I might go talk to her. I don't think that woman's got murder in her, but I'll speak to her if she
Possibly
might
someone
know.
that cared about her, like someone that wanted to give her a leg up, not necessarily her.
It's a
That is
look.
a
It's a
very
good
good point.
idea. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe a part of her family. Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's the thing about the carnival is they're kind of all family, but then you gotta, you throw this new owner in, and I don't know how many of these are new faces,
That's
But
true.
talking of the new owner, we don't know. We're talking about all of, not just Hannah, but I'm sure most of the old staff are not super keen on all of the newbies that might be coming in taking their jobs, especially if they're giving them to family members.
Yeah.
I guess we just follow the money.
Sure. Well, that and the tarot card. I mean,
And the clues.
Oh,
Yeah.
the clues. Yeah.
also the clues that we found. Those
Yeah,
two.
the
Yeah.
clues. Yeah.
Now, which carnival game is this playing card from that we found?
I can tell you that.
There's a fortune teller, I would assume.
Exactly.
Oh,
You're so on it.
It's always taken Rosemary a little bit longer, David, but we don't mind her.
well, I think we should go and see this fortune teller. Oh, but first, everyone, and I'll hand around sun cream.
Oh,
It's also
Back to
sunny.
50.
Of course, of course.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
topping up. Rosemary's already got very leathery skin. Her dark complexion has not protected her. No amount of melanin can protect you when she's in the sun as much as she is, but she's still sweating.
sweetheart, it's not the sun that is leading cause of age. It's children.
Yeah. You're too right. You're too right, Peaches. And that's why you and me look so fabulous.
Preach, sister.
That's right.
Well,
So
ever since
good.
Leonara moved to the Australian subcontinent, she's awfully careful to go on and on at me about sun care, so...
Well, it is
I do try and
important.
Yes, well... At least
And
our ozone doesn't have a hole over it.
Well,
All right.
shall we go
Let's,
find out about the hole in that gentleman?
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yes,
do
yes.
that. We've got a bloodstained tarot card at the scene of the crime, so let's go see this fortune teller.
Seems as good a lead as any. Let's go.
Okay, incredible. So you march over to the fortune teller's tent, which is decorated in many different gorgeous fabrics. There's clearly a lot of care put into this tent, more so than you'd say the other tents. Someone has clearly taken ownership of this space, and you kind of push aside the beaded curtain that enters in, and you see this. It's dimly lit as like the sunlight is streaming in, and there's the immediate sense of like incense that are burning somewhere and candles are flickering, and there's a crystal ball in the corner and a table set up for tarot readings. And you see sat at the table is this kind of woman in about her kind of late 40s who kind of looks up at you all and smiles and says, hello. Thank you for coming to Fortune Teller's tent. Can I be of assistance at all? Perhaps read your fortune on the cards or...
Well, yes, we certainly hope so. Because there's somebody in this carnival who's had very poor fortune today.
Oh no, well, whose reading shall I do today?
Oh, well, Rosemary is our resident tarot expert, so...
I did find the card.
Oh, what card did you find?
I found a playing card. Dropped by a tourist, I suppose, and they said, "Oh, it's just like a tarot card."
Ah.
And I asked, "Well, where could I see something like that?" And they said, "Here."
Well, that's just fabulous. Well, why don't you come sit down and I'll do you a little reading. Does that sound nice? First of all,
it does.
She kind of guides you to the table and kind of takes both of your hands in her hands and is like, tell me a bit about yourself, darling. What's your name?
It's Rosemary Lewis.
Rosemary Lewis. It's delightful to make your acquaintance.
Well, likewise.
And, tell me, Rosemary, are you married?
Oh, well, my husband has sadly passed some years ago.
Oh, what a shame. I'm so sorry. And, is there anyone else in your life these days?
Just us.
Oh, well, the Mavens, of course.
Oh, how
Hi.
delightful. Sorry, your cat is, seems to be... I'm sorry, are they pissing on my... Could you see to your cat?
He's fine. He just does that.
Beverly just stands there smoking.
I don't
I
think...
would think it'd be very, very heady aroma of incense in here that nobody would detect the piss.
I mean, it smells a bit.
You're right.
How many cards are in a tarot?
Oh, many cards. Certainly about 60, I'd say.
It's quite a
About
lot.
60, you'd say.
Can we see her tarot deck?
You can, yeah. She's kind of
Is it
shuffling.
the same? Is it the same kind
It
of
is
tarot
the
deck?
same, yeah.
Cool. Neat.
I would like. Well, Queenie would like. I think it will be difficult, but as I assume she's gonna at some point, if she's gonna fan or do whatever else, Queenie's gonna try and count how many cards there is.
She's card counting.
Because
Amazing.
it seems like a very hard thing to do, but it seems like the kind of thing Amanda Delacourt would do. So she's gonna give it a go.
So here's a question. Are you using
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Gold
100%.
Crown Mysteries move to do
100%,
this?
Surely.
Or
Do it. Do it.
is it a dame?
100%. I think 100% do it.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's something Amanda Delacourt would do.
yeah.
Okay, but what you gotta tell me
Yeah.
is what the mystery in question is called, and you gotta tell me like the situation that Amanda found herself in.
I remember I'm sorry, I don't know what voice I'm just doing that. Just then it was kind of a weird mix of mine and Queenie's.
Don't worry about
just
it.
gonna-
Rosemary's
I'm
had
gonna
like
kind
6
of-
accents already.
Rosemary is kind of sat in the chair, and so Queenie whispers to Beverly and Peaches and says, "Don't you remember in the casino heist episode where there was that dodgy blackjack dealer who was killing all the patrons of the casino, and he was using marked cards to plan his next victim, and Amanda Delacourt managed to solve the mystery because she was able to count the number of cards in his card deck."
Oh.
Yeah, I do remember that one. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Who are you?
I'm sure we could employ the same strategy.
Amazing. And you see that she kind of begins to shuffle the deck, do the reading, and you keep an eye on it, and you see she kind of she looks up at you, Rosemary's like, I'm going to lay out 3 cards for you. First, your past. Then it will be your present. And then something for you to mull on from your future. And as this is going on, you're counting the cards as they're being shuffled, and you do see that there are 59 cards in this deck.
Scandal.
So she begins to flip over the first card that signifies your past, Rosemary, and it's the Sailor, about new influences and wanderlust. Does this resonate with you as something from your past? Perhaps some influences from your youth?
Well, you know, I did have Leonora awful young, and I was always happy where I was, but she didn't seem to feel the same way. She was always looking to go somewhere else, and now she's awful far away.
Oh, how unfortunate. And shall we look into your present? Something from today, perhaps? The astronomer. Discovery, augury. How does that resonate with you?
Well, I'd certainly like to make a discovery today.
What are you hoping to discover?
Well, whether there's anybody at this carnival who's a little unhappy with the change in management. Marabiba down the road has been working on a community newsletter, and I thought it would be nice to write a story about the carnival new management.
Oh, well, I can certainly attempt to introduce you to the owners, to the people who have purchased the carnival, if that's what you'd like. Sorry, is there another ulterior motive, or
No, you're doing great. Carry on with your reading.
No,
All
sorry.
of my motives are very much interior.
Understood. Perhaps we'll glean something in your future. The adventurer. Responsibility. Expectation. Do you anticipate that something great will soon be expected of you?
I suppose it could be.
Perhaps someone gives you a great deal of responsibility that you must fulfill.
Do I have to take that responsibility on?
Well, that's entirely up to you. These are just what is in the cards coming for you. But how you respond to them, how you're prepared for them, is entirely up to you.
Well,
What do you think, David? A load of hogwash, or do you think there's something in it?
Oh gosh.
Well, thank you so much for the reading. That will be $5 if you could just put that in the bowl.
oh, sure thing. I'll pull out sort of a very crumpled and muddy kind of bill, just kind of from one of the
Yes.
pockets of my trousers, and kind of. You know, since you mentioned about the new owners, you've been here for some years, right? I recognize this nice town of yours.
Oh, yes.
What do you think about them new owners?
Well, they're not the best people in the world. But
You don't say.
well, yes, but focused on money and more about money and not about the actual experience of the carnival itself. I've been with this place for, gosh, must be 15 years now. It's my home, so I suppose we're not the best friends, but you know, one makes do when things change.
Is that
It's
a
what was in
feeling
my
that's shared?
cards.
Is that a feeling that's shared amongst most of the old timers?
I would love for Queenie to make me a day move with presents to see if you can because I feel like we dropped some
Presents.
strong hints. We're very much giving some emphasis here. I'd love you to use presents to do me a day roll. So what's kind of the worst thing that could happen here?
The worst thing that could happen here would be that she knows exactly what's going on, and the second we leave this tent, goes off to inform whoever is involved or whatever else that we're on their tail.
Yeah, we've tipped them off.
Okay.
I guess.
Roll me your presents, please.
What is my presence? I don't think it's a... Yeah, 0. Cool. Definitely should have been a John move.
You asked the
All right.
questions.
I know.
I'm just looking good back here.
You are oozing presents from behind.
I will let you narrate maybe how Queenie is getting advantage from Peaches.
I certainly would like to be distracting the fortune teller by just kind of, waltzing around the room itself, picking things up and being an intimidating or a presence.
That makes sense.
A powerful presence, let's say, rather than intimidating, because she's not intimidating.
She's pretty obnoxious. She walks around like she owns the place most
Yeah.
where she goes.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, in that
I
case,
would not get one of these. Oh.
roll with 3 dice and take the 2 highest results.
So tacky.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've got a 6, a 5, and a 5.
Whoa. That's big.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So is that an
Wow.
11?
So that would be an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wonder what it's like to get a roll that big.
No one will ever know.
One day, Pip. One
day.
No.
You tell me what happens now. What are you looking to get out of her? You get everything you want out of this, so what are you looking for?
I guess I'm looking up for her to see that we're on the level and that we're genuinely trying to help, and possibly if she does, as being people that she could potentially confide in, if there was anything that she could do that she would, if there's anything that she thought that we could genuinely do to help, then hopefully she would entrust us with it.
Amazing. You see she kind of looks at you and says, well, I've heard whispers that there might be something off with the rides. That's something I've heard, is that some problem has occurred or some safety concerns have arisen, but I'm not sure what. I do hope that they take these concerns seriously. That's the rumors that I've heard along the grapevine anyway.
From staff or from visitors?
From staff. I heard from... I thought I overheard some of the other members of staff discussing something about safety. I'm not sure. I'm not one to pry.
May I ask something? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Is this something that's been going on for some time, or is this since, new management?
Well, I think it's a matter of when new management came in, they were looking to save it a bit of money here and maybe cut down on costs there, and some things that were at the carnival before maybe aren't at the carnival again. But, one doesn't want to say too much. You always want to be brought back the next year.
I was kind of hoping to see that, that man in the box that tells your fortune.
Oh.
put the money in and you get the little card.
Yes, I believe
miss
that was at the
it was not.
arcade.
Zoltan. That was the one.
But not as accurate as
Oh,
something
no,
like
no.
what we do here. That's just a
Sweetie,
cheap trick,
that's-
of course, you know.
course.
Yes.
It's a machine. It's not like I do that and wake up young.
Wouldn't we all love that?
No, I'm good. I'm pretty comfortable with who I am.
Of course. Unless there's anything else I can help you with, I could do another reading for you or anything. I might need to see the next.
Have you noticed that your deck there seems a little short?
No. Let me. Oh. Yes, you're quite right. She kind of flicks through. I seem to be missing one.
Do you know which one?
Well, I'd have to look through more properly. No.
Is there anyone else who has access to your cards or this tent?
Well, I
Your
give reading.
act, you know?
I give readings all the time, so anyone who comes in would have access to the cards, or it's a tent. It's not a trail or anything, so
Sure.
someone could get in, I suppose.
Seems-
And who's been in today for a
Yeah.
reading?
For
Yeah.
reading, we had some Carnival guests. I saw Samson earlier. I think I saw the strong woman who came in. She came in asking me some questions and looking for a reading. Monique Stout, the
Yeah, no,
strong
it's,
woman?
I understand this fortune teller mark confidentiality. We get it.
But
Did you
yes.
see the young man who took over from Hannah's, the Barker? Has he been around?
This Samson, yes.
Samson. Sorry, Samson. I'm not great with names. So he's been in
Yes,
today
he came
to
in
get
today.
a reading from you.
Yes,
Is that
yes.
normal that he gets a reading from you?
No, I don't think he was really interested in a reading, you see. I think he was just...
Was he hitting on you?
He's much younger than I am. I don't...
Hey,
Office
Let's
gossip
never start
and...
Peaches.
thank you.
Office gossip and everything like that is all that it was, really.
What kind of gossip?
I think I'm going to incorporate your previous success on the day move. She says, well, he just mentioned that there was a video or something that he saw about safety on the rides, that apparently one of the other carnivals that the Very Good Carnival Co. operates, apparently they had some unsafe conditions and some local news reporter exposed them. Some kind of breakdowns endangering guest safety. Told me that he saw it and that his stepfather had been hiding it, owner of the business.
Remind us of where that
Motive.
admin office is again.
Oh, yes, it's just behind the fun house.
All right.
By the way, I'm just going to say that is another formal clue.
Mm-hmm.
With 4 clues collected, that does give you access now to the theorize roll. But you probably want to collect a few more before you do that.
Yep.
Just to give you an idea for everyone at home, the theorize roll is where the Mavens must decide what the solution to the mystery is amongst themselves. Bless you, Lou. And and they will, once they come to a consensus, incorporating as many clues as they can into their theory, roll minus the complexity of the murder or of the mystery, which in this case is 8, plus the number of clues that they've collected. Okay? And depending on how you roll, your solution will be correct. Okay.
Maybe we should go sneak around this admin office, but we probably don't want to make our presence too well known to the new owners, because if we suspect there might be some motive there, we probably don't want them knowing that we're sneaking around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps somebody could be a distraction. That's exactly what Amanda Delacourt would do.
Oh no. Okay. Tell me what this looks like. You're gonna go sneak around the admin office.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's the distraction look like in there?
I think Peaches needs to make a fuss.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Demands to speak to the manager. She seems like the kind to demand to speak to the manager.
Oh, yeah.
I think Peaches is going to have a tantrum.
Peaches.
Incredible.
Peaches, darling. Now, I know that you hate to do this, and it's the last thing that you ever want to do. But could you cause a scene?
You know, I was made for this role.
You were more than you know.
I'm not an actress. I'm a personality.
Too fucking true.
Incredible. Okay, so are we using the Gold Crown Mysteries move?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's use. We can use mine, because I'm making the distraction.
Okay.
So that will leave you for yours, Michelle.
So what I need from you is to tell me the name of the mystery and the circumstance under which Amanda Delacourt did the same thing.
Okay, so she turns to the others as they're kind of walking up there, and she says, "You know, this whole distraction thing. This is exactly what Amanda Delacourt would do. You know, do you remember a little book called The Argument?"
Oh, one of my faves. What was that?
Tell me.
My favorite part was the argument.
It went on for 50 pages. You know, there's that little moment in there where they managed to have people sneak into the office and search through some files and, you know, see if there's any videos or anything like that. So what I will do is I will go around to the front. I'll make a little scene. And you guys, you do the rest.
Okay.
You got this, Peaches. Let's fucking do this.
Rock.
Incredible. So, describe to me exactly what happens. You use the Gold Crown Mystery, you get a 12 on this, so you get to tell me exactly what happens.
Okay, so Peaches goes round to the front and she starts going off on one. Basically, you have no idea how often I love coming to this place, and what is this today of all days? People higgity-piggity, and I honestly do not know why on earth I am not being treated like the queen I am. Why is it?
Miss, you see, there are two, as you kind of burst into this office, kind of two workspaces side by side, two gentlemen working at their respective desks. You see one of them looks up and says, "Oh, miss, excuse me. You say I'm not being treated the way you should be? I do apologize.
Are you trying to handle me? Are you trying to handle me? You couldn't handle me even if I came with instructions, sir."
My goodness, I do apologize, miss. Is there any way that me and Mr. Burke over here can assist you?
Well, for one thing, you could possibly get a lady a drink.
Well, of course. What can we get for you?
I suggest something over in that direction.
Do you walk out?
So attempt to kind of corral people in away from the office and away from where people can really see what's going on.
Of course.
There'll be little kiosks like with carts and
amazing. You take them out
wheelie refrigerators.
Where was that frozen margarita stand?
Yeah, amazing, and you kind of keep them busy with chat, and I'll say you can successfully keep them distracted for this bit. What are the rest of the Mavens doing in this instance?
We gotta go into the office, I suppose.
Yeah, looking for a sneaky way in.
Sneak in.
Well, you don't need a sneaky way in because there were only 2 people in that office.
Oh, great.
Both of whom
we walk in
are not there.
All just boom, walking in.
Bosh. So yeah, what are you looking for in here? What are we searching for?
Are either of their phones on the desk? Or have they got
No, they both got their phones with them, but you do see there are filing cabinets all around. There are 2 like desktop computers set up.
I'm gonna start opening every drawer I can and being like nosing, seeing if anything looks interesting.
Incredible.
Yep, this is the move. Don't clip that.
Fabulous. Okay, what I would like is a meddling move from you, Rosemary. So roll it with reason for me.
Reason?
Yes.
Okay. So that's a 6 and a 4. Hello.
Nice.
And my reason is, well, I mean, it's already a 10, so it doesn't probably matter that much unless it's a -1. Let me check. Where is my character sheet? Here he is. I have +1 to reason, so it's 11.
Nice. Oh, amazing. You find a clue.
A clue.
A clue.
A clue.
So you are digging through this. You're digging through this filing cabinet, and you see kind of deliberately buried in the back of the filing cabinet is this kind of red dossier that sticks out to you, and you see that it's marked by the New York State Safety Board or something like that. And you know that New York State is kind of the jurisdiction that Brindlewood Bay falls under, like, for lack of like a better, like, larger body anywhere. And so when you pull it out, you see that the famous Gravitron that has been a mainstay of the Carnival Noctis has received a failing grade for guest safety. And that has just been buried at the back. You know for a fact the Gravitron is still operating.
Yeah.
It's still running.
Saw it on the way in.
Gravitron.
Yeah.
I'll flip through it. Rosemary took a speed reading class at WI. Exists. Well, look. 2 pages at a time. One of the rides here. The gravy train.
Gravy train.
Oh, no. The Gravitron.
The Gravitron.
Failing grade. Well, that lines up with these safety concerns, and they hit this at the back.
It's no good. The gravy train is this one of this carnival's biggest attractions.
It was David's favorite.
Oh. Well, there would be a lot of people riding that gravy train.
Yeah, we saw people riding it on the way in. We gotta get people off.
Well, I could end up with more than one person dying today.
Oh, that's right.
Well, maybe that's what Samson was trying to do. If what the fortune teller has said is true, and that he found the expose video that journalist had made and was on his way to confront someone about it, maybe they knocked him off before he could tell anyone else.
Oh, that's either like a real heartless or ballsy move from someone there knocking off your boss's son to keep a secret about this place.
but I mean, he's dead, so it happened.
Unless
Just
it was
don't know
the boss,
why.
Unless it was the bosses themselves. Knocking off their own son to stop themselves being exposed. They've got to put so much money into this place. It's a big, old conglomerate. Sorry, Rosemary.
And I was gonna say, if all of these carnival workers from the old times have been heading down to the fortune teller's tent to spread gossip, then framing her by leaving a card at the scene of the crime, well, that would be a mighty convenient way to make sure all the heat was off the bosses if they did do it.
Maybe. I think we're not quite there yet. I think we probably need. There's a piece here we haven't got. We maybe need to find one more clue that will help us.
Then we can roll
last
better.
Piece together. Then we can roll better.
Yes.
We still don't quite have enough to pin it on them, according to statistics.
Amazing. So
Maybe go to the gravy train?
maybe go to the gravy train.
Yeah, let's get out of here before somebody smells the smoke.
Oh, the cat piss.
It's people coming by going, "Oh, it's on fire!"
Before we
or
leave,
indeed, as you say, the cat piss.
before we leave,
Sorry.
Before we leave, Queenie is, she's a collector. She's gonna leave the file in the drawer, but take the bit of paper that says the failing grade and put it in her
Nice.
bag.
Amazing. Into the
She's
another
collecting
envelope.
clues. Yeah. Yeah, she folds it in thirds and puts it neatly into an envelope.
Incredible.
Nice
Okay.
work, you little kleptomaniac.
It's vital evidence. It's what Amanda Delacourt would do.
No, I know.
I have you know, Beverly.
Incredible.
Coming from me, you know it's a compliment. Come on.
Give her a
So,
little
are
nudge.
you headed out to the gravy train?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go to this ride we've immediately canonically renamed.
Let's go jump on the gravy train.
Get off the gravy train, everybody.
So, as you all head out of the office and you go by the frozen margarita stand, what do the rest of the Mavens overhear as Peaches is loudly deriding or whatever it might be?
Look,
This establishment.
I am not arguing with you. I'm just explaining why I'm right. It's okay you don't like me. Not everyone has good taste. And turns around.
Ma'am, I think... Oh, Matt. And you're off.
I never
you
lose.
see the,
I either win or learn.
So you see the other Mavens behind the owners as they kind of walk past and like signal for you to come. And yeah, you can head over to the gravy train if you would like. Is that the next move, or do you want to fill Peaches in? What's the vibe here?
We'll tell it. We'll
fill her in on the
fill
way.
Peaches in on the way.
Oh,
Like,
drop.
Nice.
if the ride is dangerous to people and people are on the ride, that feels time sensitive. So
You know,
let's.
I can't believe the scandal that they would rename it the Gravy Train.
Look, I can't believe I'm saying this because everything that we're finding out here kind of points towards this company not only having the worst name I've ever heard, but also just being just a real bunch of assholes. But honestly, I think the Gravy Train is a better name. I do. I think it's a better name. They got one thing right, and that was the Gravy Train.
So you arrive and you see that the what was once the Gravitron this season has been rethemed to be Gravy Train themed. So some of the places where the where the guests sit are like now I've got decals on it to make it look more like a train. There's like a faux gravy fountain around this kind of.
You can splash with gravy.
Exactly.
It's like a log flume.
It's like it's brown water.
It's disgusting.
Piping hot gravy. That's
as
why it's dangerous to people.
It's in my eyes!
It ends in a giant log flume splash into boiling hot gravy.
Because when you go down, you get marinated.
Not only do you sustain scalds, but the food hygiene rating is dreadful from all the people in it.
As
Yeah.
Wannabe Will Be in the chat has pointed out, there is mashed potato cushions on the carts.
Yes.
And like
they
Okuga
are
says in the chat,
delicious.
it's like if Willy Wonka's less successful brother created rides. Oh, right.
Cars are like Yorkshire
I mean,
puddings.
Willy Wonka also killed people with food-based
Hey, that's very
amusements.
true.
So.
Yeah.
That guy straight up killed kids. Can we talk about that? Can we
Yeah,
stop
but they
this?
were whiny kids, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
It's allowed.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay, you lost control for a second there, Zack, but it's all right. We're back on track. We're back on the gravy train. Boop, boop. Let's go.
So, what are you doing when you get to the gravy train?
We walk past the place that's got all of the photos at the end with people screaming.
Yeah,
burns.
amazing. You do see there's
Yeah,
there,
people can pay $5 to get a picture of themselves screaming from
Yes.
as
the
they get scalded with hot gravy.
Yeah.
Hey, it sells.
You do see
Memories.
that, like, at the stand, kind of simultaneously. This is why it's unsafe. Simultaneously operating the ride itself, but also selling the photos, is a kind of a young man, probably about 23, 24, who is pushing all the levers and selling all the things, and he just seems very busy, but seems to be the person in charge here.
Good day, young man. Is there a safe way to stop this ride?
Not really. It kind of just keeps going. If the gravy's not flowing, then we ain't going.
No, hold on. That's lovely wordplay. But are you telling me that there is not a safe way to stop this ride?
I mean,
The
I
ride
wouldn't
cannot
advise
be
it.
stopped.
No, I mean, there's an emergency stop, but I'm not. Why? Sorry, who are you?
It does not matter who I am. It matters who this is. And Viper's gonna stand up on my shoulder. Like, I think until this moment, this young man assumed it was this big, ugly scarf. And this cat just kind of is activated at the sound of his own name. Rises up, glares balefully with his one remaining eye, and extends claws. I'm gonna need you to stop this ride before anybody gets hurt. And when I say before anybody gets hurt, I am talking about you. You are going to be hurt. My cat is going to hurt you. Have I been clear enough, young man? Stop the ride. Now. I am not fucking around. I have had a tiny amount of cocaine today.
Okay. Hang on, give me a second. Okay, give me a day move. What's the worst thing that could happen?
The worst thing that can happen as a result of this.
Yeah.
I mean, within the context of this, I guess would be that he doesn't, and something really bad happens because the ride's not safe for people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I
Say it
feel
to me
like
one more time.
okay. So the worst outcome here for me is that he doesn't stop the ride,
Yeah.
and as a result of him not stopping the ride, that thing that makes it unsafe makes itself known, and something real bad happens with this ride.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it chose
I'm with
that
you.
moment to
Yeah,
to
thematically,
malfunction.
like I feel like that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to roll me this with your presence.
I am using my cat.
Yes. What I'm gonna say is, I would say he's kind of being very dismissive, which I would say puts you at a disadvantage. You would then gain the advantage from the cat. So we're gonna roll it flat.
Okay. I'm tempted to let it maul him a little bit first in order to...
Let's roll it as
Okay,
it
I'll
is.
do it, fair
Look,
enough.
I'm gonna say mauling him with a cat is not the best way to make him want to do something for you.
Sure. You say that, Zach, but I don't think you mean it.
Okay.
Okay. Presents, you said?
Yes, please.
2d6.
Yep.
It's a 4 and a 4, it's an 8.
An 8. Okay.
Which I believe is a... Oh, so this was day move. So yes, is mixed success.
So what I'm gonna say is how this will leave you vulnerable.
Yes, thank you.
Is if you do this, Viper is going to leap out of your arms
Sounds good so far.
and run into the gravy train, being enticed by the scent of meat
Look.
being
Hot
pumped
beef.
out of the ride.
Okay, so
Chunks
sorry.
in gravy.
There's canonical gravy in this ride now. Is that what you're
No,
saying?
what I said was the scent of meat is being pumped into the ride.
Oh, the set right.
Yeah.
To give the impression of.
Yes.
Oh, so they're doing the thing like those weird drinking bottles that they advertise, where it's like it's normal water, but they smell like something else. So
Yes.
it's brown water that they've. Okay, I get it. Smells
Scented
like gravy.
brown
They've
water.
added mint
They've scented it with
smell
gravy.
too.
Look,
They've aerosolized some OXO cubes.
And
then-
you would need to ride the gravy train
Zach,
in order to get
Zack,
Viper back.
Zach. Why have you said that like that's something I'm not gonna want to do? Yes, of course. Yes. 100 times yes.
Okay. So with 20 minutes left in the stream, Viper, what happens is he's like, okay, I guess, and hits the emergency stop. At that, hot meat smell is evacuated from the gravy train. Viper gets a whiff of it, leaps off of you, and sprints into the mechanisms of the gravy train. It's great that this all spun out of one person mispronouncing the name Gravitron.
Yeah. Michelle has won the stream,
Yeah.
I think. Like
MVP.
100% winner of stream. Cool. I don't know what the rest of you are doing, but Beverly goes, "Oh fuck!" and like goes to try and leap over the turnstile, but is old and like gets a bit tangled in it for a minute, and then just runs into the ride to after her cat.
Beverly runs into the ride to get Viper back. What are the rest of you doing as this transpires?
She's running off. She
Rosemary's
just
gonna
goes.
follow.
She goes, "Don't worry, solve the mystery without me."
No, Rosemary's not going to let her do this alone. She has a soft spot for both Beverly and, though she would never admit it, the cat.
Oh,
She's
good.
like, "Oh, help!" She'll run. She'll kind of do it through the turnstile a little bit faster and take off after Beverly.
I'm making a hard call here. It's now nighttime.
Bang.
Damn.
No,
Nightfall's fast here.
It is slowly. It is slowly become night, and in the brief moments here, it's gone from official day to official night. So
No.
you'll now be making night moves.
Hang on. I think look, if you think about it, viewers, we've moved from place to place, right, throughout this stream, and it was daytime when we started. We're all very old. We don't move very fast. It's taken an extremely long. Just the walk to the fortune teller's tent was
Remember,
4 solid hours.
running is for tramps.
Also, you did meet here partway through the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We hung
Yeah, it was
out in
like
that
4
back
o'clock when
office
we
for
arrived.
ages.
Yeah.
We were looking through so many drawers.
I was just complaining to those poor guys.
Peaches is absolutely smashed on frozen mogs.
She said she could speed read, but she was just regular reading
Yes.
with 2 fingers on each page.
Anyway,
Incredible.
sorry.
It's nighttime.
It's nighttime. Oh shit.
So we've got Rosemary and Beverly running after Viper. What are Queenie and Peaches doing?
Queenie is going to turn to the people in the queue and say, "Don't worry, everyone. It's just you know how animals can be. Like it's like don't. There's nothing to worry about or anything. It's just we obviously need to pause the queue for a second. You're not in any danger. We just need to get the cat off safely. Everything's fine though. Don't like it's all gravy."
Thank you. Peaches, what are you doing?
She turns round to the operator of the machine, who is what's he doing at the moment?
He's kind of, I think, he's kind of taken the instructions,
Yeah.
and is like not letting any more people on the ride, but also is attempting to get everyone who's already on the ride off the ride.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's what he's doing.
is it actually just functioning as a ride at the moment, where it's like automated?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You, sir, you need to stop this monstrosity immediately, or I will end you.
But there's people still up there. They can't just.
We get them off now, sir.
Well, I'm trying, but I'm letting them come down.
Well, you need to try harder.
You need to be better.
Double time.
What would you like to? What are you envisioning this as being?
Basically, we get everybody off of this ride as fast as possible in as safe a way as we possibly can. So, Peaches is happy to help. She is a helper.
Amazing.
I'm trying to keep the rest of the crowd calm. I was envisioning composure.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Let's roll composure from Queenie as a night move. So tell me, what is the big risk here if this goes wrong?
They all rush on.
that everyone panics. Well, I guess that everyone panics and probably scatters, and that might, because the people are on the ride can see the queue, like it's not like it's all enclosed. So if that makes them panic, and then them maybe try and, if they think that they're in danger because they've seen everyone run away from the ride, maybe they would do something unsafe to try and get themselves.
You
off the
essentially
ride while
start a
it's going.
stampede.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. How is it a bit worse than you fear? You see that if a stampede is started, it's likely that people in the ride may attempt to unsafely get out of the ride.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how it's worse than you feared. Not only will the queue scatter, but people on the ride might try and start climbing out of the ride as well.
Which would be bad.
Yes, very bad. So, well, yes, they'd be very unsafe.
Standing in gravy.
I don't think we've established
No,
what
that's
this ride actually looks like. We've just described
Look,
some vague
this
ideas.
This is
But
like
they would be in gravy danger.
Yeah. Oh.
Good.
This is like
she's just keep on coming.
I think it's
Amazing.
important. I think it's important that we don't establish exactly what the gravy train is.
That's
It's a sort of eldritch horror situation. Like you
It
can't
lives in our
describe it.
dreams.
I
you know,
couldn't
it's-
possibly
it's-
describe the gravy
yeah.
train.
Whatever the picture that somebody watching this has in their head is much better than anything that we
Agreed.
could come up
Or
with.
worse.
You may choose to go through with this, or you may back down at this point, Queenie. What would you like to do?
I mean, I feel like people are gonna start if they've just seen a lady shout, a cat run, I feel like you kind of have to do it, otherwise the panic's gonna happen anyway.
Okay.
So
roll me composure.
Gotta try and avert it.
Come on,
Yeah.
Queenie.
That's a 2 and a 5.
Okay.
Plus 2 for composure.
So 9.
So that's a 9.
Okay. So you do as you intend, or you hold steady, but there is a complication or cost. So I will say that you are able to hold the crowd calmly, but in doing so, one of the owners who Peaches was talking to starts blustering over and investigating what you're doing, and is going to start stymieing your efforts pretty quickly, is what I'll say is going to happen there. Peaches, are you wanting to roll something with this?
Well, if this owner is coming up, I'm heading them off at the pass.
Okay,
So-
amazing. I want another night move for this. What's the worst thing we could do here?
Well, let me see. That obviously they would ignore, but they would start to encourage people that the ride is fine, and therefore keep on getting them to go.
Start getting more people
It's
on the
okay,
ride.
guys. You can go on. It's all happy here at the gravy
Good.
train.
Plenty of gravy for everyone.
The gravy all
Okay.
round.
Not only will the more people get on the gravy train, all of the Mavens will be escorted out of the park and
Oof.
banned. Okay?
You had to go there.
Would you like to go forward, or would you like to back down?
I'm going forwards because
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's
'cause
roll
we got
presence.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Let's roll it's okay. We're all good. I've got it. Let's roll
Hey.
presence here.
Okay. So I have not a bad presence. I probably shouldn't have said that before I rolled. 8, 9, 10.
Hey.
Okay. 10. Tell me, so you're heading them off at the pass. None of the extra crowd are going on. What are you saying to them as this happens?
Yes, you. What are you doing right now? This gentleman here is just trying to help all of these people off of this godforsaken
Oh,
ride.
well.
No, none of that, thank you very much. Check yourself, sir. You need to follow me. And she kind of forcefully grabs the guy.
Incredible.
You have no idea the bravery of the people back here trying to rescue the poor people on your god-awful gravy train.
Amazing. On the gravy train.
Meanwhile,
Rosemary and Beverly, you both are attempting to go rescue Viper. Viper has dove into an elevated brown fountain that's kind of spewing hot liquid and is like happily swimming around in it. I will actually let you easily grab Viper. What I'd actually like is in the efforts, I'd like a meddling from both of you with your, I'll say vitality in this instance.
What's my vitality? 1. So I got a 7.
Okay, you get a 7. Nice. And what did we get from Rosemary? Or sorry, from Beverly.
I've got a oh no, that's a fail. That's just shy. That's a 6.
That's a 6. Okay,
But
incredible.
I'm willing to put on a crown to make it a medium success.
No, that I think is okay. What I'll say is, rather than what I will do here, you spend your time getting Viper.
Okay.
So as you're digging around, Rosemary, you actually are kind of digging around through the water, trying to get Viper. And as you do, you actually slice your hand on something, and you kind of pull it out, and you've got this jagged cut on your hand, and you realize that cut looks awfully familiar to the slices that were on the throat of the victim. You plunge your hand back into the water and you pull out a knife that has been hidden in the gravy train.
See, he led us right to the moida weapon. I knew he would. Good boy. Now you gotta get out of that fucking gravy. Come on.
And this wet cat just slops onto you and wraps itself around your neck, just saturating your clothes with brown meat water.
Beverly does not seem to notice that the cat is soaking wet and gross. Yeah.
Twice as heavy as it was.
Yep.
So as all this stuff is happening, as everyone's being evacuated, as you come down from the gravy train, you see that the sheriff kind of comes over. Sheriff Wyman's like, well, everyone, what's going on here? We've got things happening, sir. What, Mr. Owner, sir? What is happening here? And all this is happening as he's trying to understand what's going on. What is everyone doing at this stage?
So I guess I'm with the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Sheriff, we need to have everybody in the drawing room immediately.
Oh, right.
We have a mystery to solve.
Is that the room where they draw like the caricatures of people? You pay and they kind of make you look like an asshole.
On a
like
dune
those
buggy or
ones?
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when they do this. Come on, now, let's get it done. And
I'm like patting Peaches on the back, like, it's the best we're gonna get. Like this.
I've always wanted to do a crime in a drawing room.
I know, we'll get there.
and
Plenty of
he
time.
takes you into the main stage area, which has been packed down for the evening. It vaguely smells of animal dung and hay, and there's some rows of bleachers, and the owners, as well as a few staff members, are gathered round with the police officers.
Well, girls, what have we got?
All right. Lay it out. We got is definitely a moida. So intentional death,
Yes.
not an accident.
Moida.
We got the card of the fortune teller, the assassin card. Now, I did think this at the time, a little bit on the nose. We got some cocaine. I don't know that it's relevant. I am taking it home. We got the rocks being we got proof that they are unsafe within the administrative office. Well, no, sorry, not in the office, in our possession, thanks to thanks to Queenie. And we got a moida weapon. It's been hidden on the very ride that was listed as unsafe.
And you also heard that there was a news report tape as well, which
That
would
also.
be counted towards the clues.
What do you reckon, ladies? Who's done this?
Seems like an inside job to me.
You think this guy killed his own son to save his business?
I thought that that Hannah said it was his stepson. Perhaps there was some bad blood there. You know, if it's not your kid, they're coming around snooping after you. It's just your partner's kid or whatever. Maybe it's not the worst thing in the world if they're not in the picture.
Maybe that Carnival Barker promotion was an attempt to get him on side, but it didn't work if he was still heading around to the others and spreading gossip.
We knew
Sounds
that
like he might have had the Carnival's best interests at heart.
what Samson.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
He was
maybe
at
he
least-
cared about the safety.
Maybe that would have been a good thing for this company, but we knew that the changes that have been implemented have not been popular, so it seemed likely that even if somebody had seen it happen from the old crew, that they might turn a blind eye or something. You know, maybe even the people who worked on the gravy train, if they were happy to see I don't know. Maybe I don't know. He must have had reason to think that he would either be listened to, or that he'd be able to implement some sort of change or do something. We'll never know. Of course, we can't ask him.
No.
Well, maybe he was snooping around a little too much for his stepfather's liking. And the stepfather knew the gravy train had already been inspected, so it would be a good place to hide a weapon.
That's true.
And also, if it did fail, then the murder weapon would likely be lost.
Mixed up in all the chaos. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we got a suspect, ladies, don't you?
Absolutely.
I think so.
Okay.
Let's fucking do this.
So, run me through exactly how many of the clues are you utilizing right now?
Okay. It's a murder. Deliberate murder,
Yep.
Definitely a murder.
Card being planted.
Assassin card as a misdirection.
Mm-hmm.
News report.
Video stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The dossier,
Dossier that
Dossier.
we've got,
Inspection
weapon.
and the murder weapon. That's
and the
5.
weapon.
Right?
And do
I
you
would-
want to
I would-
use the cocaine in any way?
How is the cocaine?
I
running?
look, I'm happy to use the cocaine, but I don't think look.
The admin office is also direct. When Rosemary investigated in the Hall of Mirrors, the smoke train led out to the emergency exit, which came out by the admin office. So
Yeah.
that
I'm-
would
I'm
have been an
wondering-
easy
for-
way in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
I'm wondering if the cocaine was a way to make it look like an accident that he fell through the mirror because he was on
Misdirection.
cocaine. I think maybe it was planted on his body.
Ah,
We
Make
didn't
it
check
look
his
like
nose.
He fell through the mirror.
okay.
He was
All
doing
right.
lots of uncharacteristic behavior, like he'd never gone to have a tarot reading before
There
today.
we go.
Sure.
Maybe he was concerned, and then they planted the cocaine on him just to seem like he was erratic.
They've just tried to do anything that they could to defame this young man. That makes sense. That makes
Poor
sense.
Okay.
I reckon that's 7 bits of evidence, Zack.
Certainly sounds like
I counted 15.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll be nice. I'll give you 7, and I'll give you advantage.
all
So
right.
you're rolling with this with -1. Now let me just check on the
Zack,
reference. Yes.
I kind of want you to use the overhead camera, and I want you to roll it.
Oh
That's
no,
fun.
that means I need to find 2d6.
Because you know it doesn't matter who rolls it. It's not based on any stats.
That's true.
And it just means everyone could
That's
see
true.
it. And I
This-
don't know.
That's quite exciting.
Oh, wow. Live.
I wasn't prepared.
I know. I'm sorry. I just
Okay,
you know.
I've got.
GM, I don't need
I
dice.
didn't need dice in this
Oh
game. I've
come on, you've got.
But you're
dice.
also a GM. You've got dice.
Have
Okay,
you
wait,
got
wait,
3?
wait,
If
wait,
we have
wait, so
advantage,
what's-
do we get 3?
Oh
So-
yes.
Yeah.
Find
So,
another one.
so 3 dice. We've got, what, 7? Was it
Yeah.
7? 7. Okay, so 7.
7.
And the mystery's difficulty is 8. That's -1.
So that's -1.
3.
Okay.
And what
Okay,
are we
so
trying to hit?
Yeah, just
You're
imagine.
trying to hit at least a 7.
Okay. All right.
This means I
Okay,
can't
guys.
fudge the numbers, guys.
I know. 'Cause
That means
the
we have to
world
keep
is
going.
Watching Zachary.
Oh God. Please. Oh, it's not
no.
good.
Oh boy.
No, that's a 4 and a 3.
That's a 7.
-1.
-1.
No.
Oh.
Oh no!
Fortune teller took him for a fool. It was her all along.
Look, what I'm going to say is,
What we're trying to say is, we did all the work, we were great, and then Zack fucked us.
Yeah, Zack. We've sent an innocent man to prison.
Hey guys, do you see how I very cleverly put this on him?
Yes.
right, I'm going to tell you what happens here. What happens is
Him
you
and Zack
lay
having
out...
an adversarial dice relationship.
You lay out this theory to the crowd, and you see like ruffles of chatter amongst the crowd and accusations and stern looks, and the owner whose name is Hans, who's been this blustering man, is like, oh, that certainly couldn't possibly be true, because I have not been around the gravy train at all today. Now, these accusations are baseless. And then his partner, who is, you don't know this, is also his husband, puts his hand on his shoulder and says, I saw you at the gravy train today. Did you kill my boy?
Good sans cue, John. Good job.
And that is an additional piece of evidence. That knocks you up to a 7.
A witness! A witness! That is what we needed.
Thank you, mystery husband.
And this, he kind of whips around and says, no, you didn't. You didn't. And then he kind of starts to run out of the room and attempt to flee justice. Would any of you like to make a final night move in an attempt to stop this man escaping? Okay.
That, I guess, is an unwelcome complication.
Okay, Beverly,
You
tell
know it
me
is.
what you're doing. This is a night move. What are you doing and how can this go wrong?
Viper, hamstrings.
It's like
I'm gonna say how
Wolverine.
this can go wrong is Viper gets like...
Viper kills this guy. That's how it goes wrong.
And then they
Okay,
have to take a cat into custody.
yeah.
Over my literal dead body.
Yeah.
Okay.
How it gets worse is Viper will get taken into kitty custody.
Oh my! Wow, that's bad for me. Okay, I don't really know what I'm rolling. I don't have good skills at anything apart from reason.
Use your vitality, please.
Okay,
Vitality's
that's
any, like,
0,
physical-
unmodified, but I am using the cat, so I
And
get
that's an
advantage.
advantage, yeah.
That's my whole ability. So, okay, night move. How's it worse? How's it worse than
The
this guy
kitty
died?
custody.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, yeah.
so worse than him dying is that the
You
cat
lose
will
Viper.
actually be.
You lose Viper.
Wow. Okay. All right. Do you want to roll this one as well, Zack?
No!
Or-
We're gonna go to the can.
What did you roll?
Oh, Pip.
Go, Pip.
2s and a 1.
Yes!
Two 2s and a 1 for a total of 4. This man is dead, and I have lost
So
my
what
cat.
happens?
The end of this really got away from you, huh, Zack?
Yeah. So what happens is, I'm so red. Look at me.
You are. Zack, I'm gonna make you feel better. I'm gonna be as pink as you.
Wait, Zack,
What?
can I put a crown on?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Perfect.
So for the people at home, when something really, really fucking bad happens in this game, there is a mechanic where you can put on a crown, as it were, and upgrade that fail to whatever it is above. So
Yes.
this would make it the mid-range one where there's a complication, basically.
Okay.
So I'm going to upgrade it to that. Now
But I believe you do have to tell us one of the
I do.
memories.
Yeah, you have to
Well,
choose
it's
one of the gold crowns.
Well, it goes in order
It does not
narrate
go
any
in
you
order.
wish. You know what? I am going to tick the top one. So flashback of your fondest memory with your late partner.
Which one?
Yeah, well, I told you about. I mentioned Beverly's 8 former husbands. I did not, however, touch on Beverly's 2 wives. And this is Beverly's last kind of relationship, as it were, which was with a woman named Lindsay Stone, and they were married, but very, very briefly. And Lindsay, this is a favorite memory, but it's a weird one. Lindsay had a little dog. Dog was called Chester. Chester was a sweet dog. And one day, I'm going to sanitize this a little bit for people. One day, basically Chester went missing. And in the yard where he used to kind of hang out, there was just this big, angry cat that had kind of chased him off. And Lindsay, obviously, like, you know, she was all putting the posters up and trying to find her dog. And Beverly got involved in that, but also she just somehow almost immediately developed a relationship with this huge angry animal. And it slowly just kind of pushed Lindsay out of her life.
Oh no.
Yeah, that it says favorite memory, but that's what I'm going with.
Fondest memory of
fondest
your late
memory
partner.
of a partner was kind of finding Viper, really, in a weird way. Yeah, so that's where I'll go, and I'll take that middling success with a complication, please, Zach.
Does that mean
Okay.
he's dead?
Thank God a man's not dead, I don't think.
So you say go for the hamstrings, Viper, and Viper leaps into action, thoroughly ripping this man's hamstrings to shreds. Viper is clawing at this gentleman who's screaming as he's trying to like get this cat off of him. You do think for a second Viper is about to kill this man when Viper kind of yields for a second, and you hear the owner go, "I'll see that cat in court." And the complication is you're about to get sued.
Yeah. Just cigarette comes to an end, throws it on the ground, grinds it under a heel as the other one comes in. Wouldn't be the first time, sweetheart. Nor the last.
And you
Let's fucking do
Let's
this.
fucking do this court case right now.
and you the owner Hans is taken into custody, and you are all kind of patted on the back for your good work. A photograph is taken of you all for the Brindlewood Bay reporter, and that's where we leave things. Give me a final moment between our Mavens as the credits roll.
I think we're back over by those frozen daiquiris. That,
Oh yeah,
she's a
yeah,
big
we've earned
liking
one.
to.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd
Queenie,
like it.
Queenie has bought Beverly some candy floss because she mentioned it on the way in, and she didn't get any.
Amazing.
Thank you, Queenie. Good Lord, this is awful.
She says as she eats it.
And Rosemary's
And
going to
just
bring back
continues.
Oh yeah.
She'll bring back the big stuffed panda that she won at the start of the day, and she put in the cleanest part of the pickup truck she could find, and says, I hope the postage on this internationally won't be too much for you, but here, send this to your favorite niece or nephew. And I'll hand it over to Queenie.
It's Helen's birthday in a couple of weeks, and so if I send it express, it should get there in time, and she'll love it. It's about as big as she is right now. So thanks, Rosemary.
And if you could help me figure out all that international postage stuff, I'd love to send a copy of that article to my Leonara.
Oh, sure. Yeah. We'll go to the post office in the morning.
Oh, thank you.
Oh. And you hear for a moment in the distance the attendant, the automated sound effects of the gravy train playing out into the distance, and it's just all aboard the gravy train, and you all laugh, and we leave on a laugh of the freeze frame. And the credits begin to roll on this episode of Brindlewood Bay.
Yay.
Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for staying a bit late. The ending did get away from me there.
I don't know how.
Oh no.
I, for one, would like to apologize.
Assassin Cat
Zack
Viper.
should be the one that's apologizing for that role.
Yeah, look.
That is true. You fucked us royally at the end there.
This is why we don't have like cameras usually.
Hey, I broke it and then I fixed it.
You did.
You did.
Thank you everyone for playing. Starting with Michelle, could you all let me know where you can be found online and where all these fine folks at home can find you and support your fabulous work?
Sure thing. I am Michelle Kelly. I'm an actor, voice actor, singer, and, maven getting up to all sorts of japes. You can find me at Michelle Copter on all the socials and see where I'm going to pop up like a daisy next.
Amazing. John, could you go next for me?
Yes, I'm John, and I am part of Trolls of the Two Tunbridges podcast. You can find them on all of the socials under TOTTB podcast. You can also catch everything that's going on actual play, various people from the Trolls, from Realms, all manner of excellent UK tabletop role-playing games people are on it, and usually I'm not found too far away from that, so yes, come back.
Please do.
Come back.
Lou,
Come back,
would you
please.
grace us next? Thank you.
So I'm Lou Fryer. I'm a writer, editor, and podcaster, and you can find me on all socials at I am Lou Fryer. You can listen to my podcast, Of Dice and Them, which you can find on socials at Of Dice and Them, and you can find wherever you get podcasts. And also my next the bestiary that I've co-written for Nord Games, Secrets of the Fae, is in Kickstarter pre-launch. So if you like bestiaries and you like cool Fae stuff, and it's also kind of a little bit whimsical and horrifying, so this is your bag, that's probably your bag too, then yes, look for Secrets of the Fae or Nord Games on Kickstarter, and be notified on launch when that goes live. And listen to Of Dice and Them.
Yay!
Yeah.
Amazing. Pip.
Yes. Hello. Or indeed goodbye. I have been Pip Gladwin, and you can find me on Twitter at Pip_Gladwin. And yeah, I'm a part of the Realms of Peril and Glory podcast, where we play lots of lovely games, much like this one and others. So you should check me and a bunch of other extremely talented and wonderful people out there. And if you enjoyed this and my face / voice, then why not come back? I'm really good at this. Why not come back next Friday and the Friday after that for a two-shot Morkborg game that I will be running with some wonderful people. I think there was an ad for it in the break. Yeah, but that's where you can find me at this time right here next week, and then
Saying
the week
goodbye
after that.
at this time.
Yeah, saying indeed goodbye.
So be sure to tune in at that time next week.
Yeah, just come in at the
again.
end for me to say goodbye. Don't watch the stream. I've stopped.
Okay, great. I've been Zachary Fortiscom, your game master today. You can find me on our socials at ZACKFG. But please do go listen to Realms of Peril and Glory, which is the actual play podcast that I do with Pip, as well as some other people who have been on the Actual Play UK before, including Maddie Searle. I think Naomi Clark has been on before, or was meant to be here today, but is not.
Not yet. She's going to be doing Mortborg.
Will be on for Merkborg.
Yes. Sorry.
Fabulous people, and who works with Michelle on Secret of St. Kilda. But go check it out. We do everything from established titles to indie games. We give everything the glorious original music and sound design treatment, and it's a lot of good fun with a lot of really cool stories and some great people telling them. So if you like this, you'll like that. I would also like to just quickly shout out Jason Cordova, who made Brindlewood Bay. Fabulous game. If you Google Brindlewood Bay, I'm sure you'll be able to find the game. And also to Alicia Furnez, who wrote the mystery Carnival Carnage, which, you know, we didn't do.
Which always ends up like that.
That much of.
No matter what you do.
I will say, like, look, the loose skeleton of the premise is there.
Role playing, man. But
it is a fabulous mystery and a fabulous game, so please go check both those out. I'd also like to shout out the cards that I've got here quickly, if we could, John, throw them up. This is the Citadel, which is like a fantasy oracle tarot deck. They're gorgeous. I got them at UK Games Expo. They're by an individual called Fez Inkrite. Isn't that an amazing name? There's a forward in here by Mark Humes of the High Rollers. This isn't actually a traditional tarot set. It's like a tarot adjacent thing built for fantasy role-playing games and that sort of thing.
Awesome.
So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I imagine if you just Google the Citadel of Fantasy Oracle, you'll be able to find it. Thank you to those folks who made them. It's very excellent. And I would plug the next Actual Play UK thing, but actually Pip already did that. So come back next week at 8 p.m. for Merkborg, and it'll be great.
Don't forget, in 2 weeks' time as well, we've got, I believe, first of all, we've got Dummies and Dragons.
Yes.
And then the week later, we have Maddie from some podcast called Realms.
Oh, maybe Realms of Peril and Glory.
And we've got her playing through Dragon Dowser on her own, because it's a solo game.
A solo game?
Yeah, she'll be really lonely. So come and join her on the stream.
Come keep Maddie company.
And keep her company.
Say in the chat that you're there.
Say in the chat.
Make her feel less alone in the world.
Give her a wave, you know, that kind of thing.
And before we head off, can we just get a quick round of applause for John, who put this entire stream together, ran it, amazing job, John. Actual Play UK, you know, is really held together by John's amazing work as producer. So thank you so much for doing all this.
Plus, he's
it's amazing.
slaying today.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, no, you really are.
Thank you, darlings.
Well, shall we leave it there?
Let's leave it there.
Okay.
No
Thank
problem.
you so much, and goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.